Welcome to the endless expedition world, all train conductors. Your home planet Earth, all 8.3 billion people across the globe have been transported here. Every person's mental capacity and physical condition are restored to that of a healthy adult. Even minors gain the intellect, physique, and strength of full-grown adults. Everyone receives one random starting train and one chance to draw a talent. Trains pass through isolated stations and public stations. At these stations you may find supplies and treasure chests, yet unknown dangers also await you. Each conductor may enter a station only once per day. After disembarking, you must return to your train within 2 hours, or your train will depart without you. Behind you stretches the dark domain, endless and vast. Any conductor overtaken by the dark domain will lose everything, including their life. The dark domain begins moving at 30 kilometers per hour and will grow faster as time passes. Now, make full use of your tutorial. Gather supplies, study your interface, upgrade your train, and fight to survive in the endless expedition world. Good luck to you all. Cheng Zheng sat inside a cramped four-wheeled minecart. The box-shaped minecart resembled a matchbox. It trundled slowly along the rails. Clank, clank noises echoed non-stop. Woken by the racket, Cheng Zheng opened his eyes and instinctively raised a hand to block the harsh sunlight above. The endless expedition world, universal transmigration. Have I really been transported to another world? Cheng Zheng quickly processed the information flooding his mind. As an avid reader of countless transmigration web novels, he accepted reality without excessive shock. He scanned his surroundings. Stretching endlessly forward lay golden sand dunes, glinting bright beneath the blazing sun. Beneath him extended an endless stretch of railway track, and his minecart rumbled slowly onward. The cart was so small he could not even lie flat. He could only sit propped against its inner walls. Cheng Zheng glanced backward. Far across the horizon, a thick, lifeless mass of darkness shrouded the sky. This gloomy expanse contrasted sharply with the cloudless, sun-drenched heavens overhead. That must be the dark domain mentioned by that voice. Staring too long at the darkness sent uncontrollable shivers down his spine. He pulled his gaze away. With a thought, his personal interface materialized before his eyes. First came the train panel. Train conductor, Cheng Zheng LV.1, unique ID, 010-396-7218, race, human, train, unnamed level 1, speed, 20 kilometers per hour, fuel, 43% remaining, durability, 100%. Scrolling down revealed his personal attributes, strength, 15, agility, 13, constitution, 15, spirit, 13, luck, 2, satiety, 50, EXP, 0/100. Note, the baseline stats for an average healthy adult male equal 10 points each. Cheng Zheng studied his stats thoughtfully. He had kept fit back on Earth, explaining his above baseline physical attributes. Luck stood at merely 2 points, a stat with no established baseline for reference. His own fortunes had always been unremarkable, neither disastrous nor blessed. One problem loomed large. His train moved far too slowly. The dark domain already started at 30 kilometers per hour, while his cart crawled along at only 20 kilometers per hour. Overtaking was only a matter of time. For now, there was little he could do. The dark domain remained distant. He would have to find ways to boost his speed before it drew near. Closing his status screen, he opened the communication interface. There were regional channels, a world channel, and private messages. The world channel allowed 5 posts per day, regional channels 50, and private messages had no limits. He checked his region first. Current region, Golden Sand Sea, regional population, 10,000. Note, within one region, all conductors start at a minimum of 100 kilometers apart from one another. The regional channel already showed 999 plus unread messages. Cheng Zheng ignored it for the moment and opened the world channel. It bore not merely a 999 plus marker, but 3 glaring red notification dots. The moment he loaded it, flood upon flood of messages blurred his vision. Posts vanished before he could read them, swallowed by the endless scroll. Fortunately, a message, pause function, let him view recent history. Cheng Zheng, is anyone still alive? Why is my train shaped like a 4-wheeled frog? Luo Pei, that's nothing. Mine looks like a pile of dung. Lin Fan, you too have weird rides. Am I the only one with a normal steam-powered locomotive? Attached, full photograph of steam locomotive Cheng Zheng. Comparison hurts. Zhang Xiefeng, a steam train means nothing. Slow speed still gets you caught by the dark domain. Attached, screenshot of personal status panel snow wind. Level 1, speed, 80 kilometers per hour, Zhang Xiefeng. You cannot outrun me. Robinson. Oh my god, I rolled an S tier talent. Lei Ji, damn it. I only got AC tier. This isn't fair, I want to re-roll. Li Tianjiao. Accept your fate. Bad talent means you can only hope your train is fast. Thank goodness I drew A tier, he. True spoke. This is a conspiracy. My train is a four-wheeled accordion. True spoke. I am the president of the Federation. I deserve superior starting conditions. Give me a better train. Make conductors great again. Fang Yuqing. I'm not well equipped. Hoping more experienced players can give me some supplies. Zhongming. Haha. I got SS tier talent. Give me materials to upgrade my train to level 2, and I'll look out for you later. Lulan. Could anyone spare food or water? This environment is brutal. My starting supplies will not last long. Steve. Trading wood for food. I'm starving. Messages of this kind flooded the world chat. Cheng Zheng skimmed through them, picking out key themes, talents, random starting trains, initial supplies, player-to-player trade. Beneath him sat his starting supply crate, currently doubling as his seat. He shifted aside and opened the crate marked with a question mark icon. Light flashed, the crate dissolved, and items materialized in its place. You have obtained 1 L mineral water. You have obtained 500 G bread. You have obtained 100 G chocolate. 1 liter of bottled water, a large loaf of bread, and a chocolate bar formed his starting provisions. Bread filled the stomach well, and chocolate delivered high-calorie quick energy. The water ration, however, was dangerously small. Cheng Zheng glanced upward at the blazing sun. Within mere minutes under its rays, he was sweating profusely. He pulled off his black short-sleeved shirt. Black fabric absorbed heat. In this desert heat, water shortage will bring heat exhaustion fast. Untreated, I could suffer dehydration or even heat stroke. I need to prepare. On his main interface, he located the talent draw button. Draw talent. Confirm talent draw. Each conductor possesses exactly 1 draw. The result is permanent and cannot be altered. Yes. Brilliant light washed over him as something fundamental shifted inside his body. Congratulations, Conductor Cheng Zheng. You have obtained X tier talent, daily boon. This talent is unique, permanently bound, and cannot be removed. X tier talent, daily boon. That sounds incredibly powerful. According to tutorial information, talents ranged from F tier up to SS tier. X tier existed outside the established grading system, proof of its uniqueness. He opened the newly unlocked talent tab. A draw button sat on the screen. Talent, daily boon X tier, remaining daily draws. 1. Draw now? Draws may trigger critical multipliers. He selected yes. You triggered triple critical draw. Permanent daily boon. Train speed permanently increased by 50%. Permanent daily boon. Your train spawns 1 random supply crate every day. Permanent daily boon. Your train gains 1 random gacha machine. His train instantly surged forward. Checking his train panel. Train conductor. Cheng Zheng LV.1. Unique ID. 010-396-7218. Race. Human. Train. Unnamed. Speed. 30 kilometers per hour plus 50% bonus applied. Fuel. 41%. Durability. 100%. His speed had climbed from 20 kilometers per hour to 30 kilometers per hour, matching the initial velocity of the dark domain. For now, he would not be overtaken, yet the dark domain would keep accelerating. He still needed to upgrade his train as soon as possible. He realized he had not yet named his minecart. After brief thought, he decided, I shall call her the Pioneer. March forward bravely, spirit of exploration. He confirmed the name on his train panel. The cart was now officially the Pioneer. In one corner lay a leather crate marked with a question mark, alongside a small wheel-shaped gacha machine, both materialized by his talent. He lifted the light, weight mystery crate. What could be inside? He opened it. You have obtained Golden Desert Eagle. Light burst forth, the crate vanished, and a gleaming golden pistol appeared in his hand. The firearm looked brand new, glinting under sunlight. The famous Golden Desert Eagle from shooter games. Golden Desert Eagle. Type. Weapon. Quality. Green excellent. Usage requirement. Strength greater than 13. Damage. 26 to 47. Durability. 100/100. Magazine. 12/12. Skill. Assisted aiming. Aiming with the Golden Desert Eagle greatly improves marksmanship. Description. Golden Desert Eagle. Headshots deal double damage. A relic left behind from some shooter video. Game World. Cheng Zheng hefted the heavy handgun. His strength stat satisfied its requirement, so he stowed it in his interface storage. Now he possessed reliable defense, even though the 12-round magazine meant every shot counted. Next, he turned to the wheel-style gacha machine. 12 question marked slots glowed in shades of gray, white, green, blue, and purple. Gray was dullest, purple most radiant. Random gacha machine. Type: item, quality, special, usage requirement, none, description. It may produce trivial junk or grant astonishing, unexpected treasures. Unexpected treasures, huh? He shook the compact device, but its internal pointer stayed fixed. It operated by pulling an external lever. After careful inspection, he pulled it down. Ding, ding, electronic chimes rang out. The pointer spun and finally settled on a purple, tinted slot. Light flashed, and a palm-sized circular device materialized. Its rear panel was smooth white composite material. Its front glass screen displayed a rotating green sector sweep. Treasure, chest radar, type, item, quality, purple superior, usage requirement, none, description, automatically detects treasure chests of gold rank and below. Detection radius, 5 kilometers. Provides automatic alerts upon discovery. Cheng Zhang's eyes lit up. Tutorial text listed chest tiers: iron, bronze, silver, gold, and higher. This radar could pinpoint gold-grade chests. It represented an enormous early game advantage. When arriving at stations, he could locate loot far ahead of others. It operated continuously with no energy demand. He carefully stored the radar into his interface storage, filling one of his 10 inventory slots. He tried to pull the gacha lever again, yet nothing happened. Random gacha machine cooling down. Cooldown remaining: 23 hours, 59 minutes. 1 roll per 24 hours. He could do nothing but wait. So far he had accomplished much: a unique talent, the Golden Desert Eagle, and the treasure chest radar. The Pioneer kept rolling onward along the endless rails at 30 kilometers per hour, slower than an electric scooter. Beneath the scorching sun, he unscrewed his water bottle and drank, then tore open his chocolate bar and ate bite by bite. He conserved water meticulously. He left the loaf of bread untouched for the moment. Digesting bread demanded extra bodily water. Eating the chocolate restored 20 points to his satiety meter, though his water bottle was already 1/3 empty. With spare time, he opened his train upgrade interface. Current train, Pioneer, level 1, upgrade requirements: iron 100 units, wood 100 units, glass 20 units, universal alloy 5 units, power core ×1. From tutorials and channel discussions, he learned that upgrade requirements varied for every conductor. Materials precious to one might be worthless to another. Resources could be acquired by looting chests, scavenging stations, or through the player trade system. Urgency gnawed at him. His crude mine cart offered 0 protection. Tutorial warnings stated monsters spawn near conductors after dark, hostile to every living train driver. If attacked, his Pioneer could not outrun threats. Worse came the desert's extreme temperature swing. Daytime heat exceeded 40 degrees Celsius. His clothes were soaked in sweat. Night would plunge below 0 degrees Celsius. With only his thin outfit, hypothermia posed a deadly risk. Cheng Zheng huddled in the cart's corner, sipping tiny mouthfuls of water every so often. Time slipped by. Heat, exhaustion symptoms began setting in. His water bottle was completely empty. Parched and growing weak, he opened the player trade panel. The marketplace hummed with activity. No universal currency existed yet. All trade ran on barter. Austin, 2 units rabbit meat for 10 units iron. Anonymous, bulk purchase of train upgrade materials. Message me privately for offers. Zhang Qingqing, looking to trade spare everyday personal supplies for useful survival resources. Private chat me for details. Payphone, 1 unit wood for 1 unit food. Huangdan, 141. That's outrageous. Skipping past noisy listings, Cheng Zheng activated filters and searched for drinking water. Offers flooded in. He located one reasonable seller. Lin Jikai, trading drinking water for any edible food item. His trade listing displayed 20 bottles of 500 milliliter mineral water. Cheng Zheng wondered where he had sourced such a stockpile. Since he dared to put so many bottles of mineral water up for sale all at once, he must have no shortage of water. Cheng Zheng felt a twinge of envy. Trapped in a desert environment with little drinking water available, he would never have traded his scarce supplies for water if he had any other choice. After all, water was not as priceless as one might imagine. Each train conductor faced different surroundings and had different needs. Take Lin Jikai, for example. He probably had plenty of water, but food might be in extremely short supply. Cheng Zheng sent him a private message. Cheng Zheng, how are you selling your water? Lin Jikai, any regular food will do. Lin Jikai, just stay away from stuff like fermented herring cans. Cheng Zheng, I've got 200 grams of bread. How about 2 bottles of your water in exchange? Meanwhile, beside a vast freshwater lake, a middle-aged man with slicked back hair and rimless glasses stroked his chin. He sat aboard a uniquely bullet-shaped train speeding along rails laid right in the middle of the freshwater lake. The scene resembled a vehicle racing across a sea-spanning bridge. Yet not a single blade of grass could be seen anywhere beyond the water. The man stared at the message showing 200 grams of bread on his interface. Once he tapped confirm, the trade would be finalized. He did not hesitate for long and rested his finger over the confirm button. On Cheng Zhang's side, 200 grams vanished from his original 500-gram bread stack in his storage compartment, leaving only 300 grams. At the same time, 2 clean 500-milliliter bottles of mineral water appeared in his hands. As soon as the water arrived, Cheng Zhang twisted open one bottle and drank greedily in huge gulps. Within seconds, he finished the entire 500-milliliter bottle. That hits the spot. After drinking the bottle, the scorching heat plaguing his body faded somewhat. Cheng Zhang returned to his private message chat. Lin Jikai, let's add each other as friends. If you get more food later and still need water, I hope you'll come to me first. Lin Jikai, to be honest, my situation is rather special. I have more than enough water, but food is really hard to come by. Cheng Zhang, sure. I'll look you up when I have extra food next time. With that, Cheng Zhang closed the chat and added Lin Jikai to his friend list. You have become friends with Lin Jikai. For the first time, Cheng Zhang's previously empty friend list had an entry. He jotted down a note beside Lin Jikai's name, water seller. Now that he had found a reliable water supplier, Cheng Zhang had an extra lifeline for the journey across the yellow sand sea ahead. After finishing one bottle of water, Cheng Zhang huddled back in the corner of his mining cart to cut down on bodily energy consumption. Stretching out before him lay nothing but sand and railway tracks, with no end in sight. According to his train status panel, fuel reserves were already running low. Wiping sweat that dripped into his eyes, Cheng Zhang endured the blazing sun. Damn it, when I get rich someday, I'm definitely installing an air conditioner in this cart. Half an hour slipped by amid the constant clanking and rattling of the mining cart. Cheng Zhang stared listlessly at the half-empty bottle of mineral water he had traded for not long ago. Do I really have to buy more water from him again? Cheng Zhang was about to open his friend list to message the water seller when something shifted inside his storage compartment. Noticing the anomaly, he pulled up his interface. The treasure chest radar in his storage compartment kept flashing. He took it out. Beep, beep, beep. Urgent warning tones blared non-stop. What's this? 2 dots popped up on the radar screen. One gray, one turquoise, sitting very close to one another. Detected, black. Iron treasure chest detected. Bronze treasure chest. The radar picked up treasure chests. Could it be? As the train rounded a dune that had blocked his view, Cheng Zhang lifted his head sharply. In the distance ahead lay an oasis-style desert town, built right across the path of the railway tracks. A system prompt popped up on his panel. Approaching Independence Station. Would you like to disembark here? No need to think twice. Cheng Zhang selected yes without delay. Stations were train conductors' primary source for gathering supplies. Food, water, weapons, and items all had to be scavenged there. Independent stations allowed only one conductor inside, while public stations permitted multiple conductors to enter at the same time. Cheng Zhang had never encountered a public station before. Even so, stumbling across any station was a stroke of luck. Once he confirmed his choice, the train would halt upon arrival. Had he declined, it would have rolled past without stopping. Conductors might pass several stations each day, yet they only got one chance to enter a station per day. This was the very first station Cheng Zhang had seen since arriving in this world. He had no room to pass it up. If he failed to stock up on more supplies, the desert sun would burn him to death before night even fell. The mining cart trundled steadily along the rails. Before long, Cheng Zhang reached the long-awaited Independent Station and pulled to a stop on the platform. Beside the platform stood a huge weathered wooden billboard covered in unknown script. The only thing Cheng Zhang could make out was a beer graphic printed on its surface. Drawing his golden desert eagle from storage, Cheng Zhang raised it and stayed alert. The beginner tutorial had warned that monsters could spawn inside every station, independent or public alike. He dared not let his guard down. Holding the treasure chest radar in his left hand to lock onto the nearest black iron treasure chest, he kept the golden desert eagle in his right hand, his arm relaxed and ready to fire the instant any monster showed itself. The moment he stepped off the mining cart, a new line appeared on his interface. Time remaining before train departs. 1 hour, 59 minutes, 55 seconds. Cheng Zhang understood the rules. Once a conductor entered a station, a 2-hour countdown began. Anyone who failed to return to the train within that window would be stranded when the vehicle pulled away. Left behind, they would face the advancing dark realm and countless other lurking dangers. A teleportability also unlocked upon leaving the train. After a 5-second cast time, it would send the conductor straight back aboard. He grabbed his weapons and gear, drank the last of his half-empty water bottle, and finished all his preparations. Setting foot on the sandy, rock ground, Chung Zheng walked past several brick-built small buildings. Other than his own footsteps, total silence hung over the whole oasis town. The place was unnervingly quiet. Without the sun blazing overhead, he would have sworn the site was haunted. The oasis town was fairly small. After walking a few hundred meters, Chung Zheng reached the location marked for the black, iron treasure chest. He halted in front of a square brick bungalow. It should be inside. To play it safe, he scouted the surrounding area thoroughly before entering. Finding nothing out of the ordinary, he stuffed the radar into his trousers pocket. He pushed open the bungalow's wooden door, golden desert eagle raised in both hands. Bright sunlight flooded the interior, laying bare the bungalow's layout. Right by the entrance, a gray-black iron chest sat atop the living room table. The black, iron treasure chest. Joy flashed across Chung Zheng's face, quickly suppressed by wariness. He carefully searched every corner of the small building. No monsters or traps turned up after he checked the final room. He let out a quiet breath of relief. Back in the living room, he opened the chest resting on the table. Light flared, and the iron box vanished. You obtained 500 G of salt. You obtained 1000 G of date palm fruit. You obtained 500 G of dried meat. You obtained 15 units of iron. You obtained 15 units of wood salt. That's incredibly valuable. Salt was critical in high-temperature environments. Sweating constantly under the sun, merely drinking water without replenishing lost electrolytes through bodily fluid balances off. Sufficient salt intake was also necessary daily to keep the body functioning normally. Alongside the salt were date palm fruits, a vital desert food source. Chung Zheng picked up one small, reddish, oval fruit and bit into it. Pretty sweet. High in sugar, dates were perfect for quick energy boosts, yet they could not serve as a full staple food. He would keep some for himself and trade the rest with the water seller later. He stowed the remaining loot in his storage compartment to examine more thoroughly once back on the train. After looting the black, iron treasure chest, he rummaged further through the bungalow. You obtained 7 units of wood. You obtained 5 units of iron. You obtained 500 milliliters of strong liquor. He harvested extra wood, iron, and an unopened bottle of liquor from a kitchen cabinet, but nothing else of note. Time was limited, so Chung Zheng wasted no extra time in other houses. He headed straight for the bronze treasure chest marked on his radar. Pulling out the radar again, he marched several hundred meters toward the bronze treasure chest's coordinates. A few minutes later, a small 3-story church built from pale yellow brick came into view. According to the radar, the bronze treasure chest lay inside. He passed a dried up well at the church gate, gripped his golden desert eagle, and pushed open the wooden main door. Creak. The aged wood groaned unpleasantly as it swung inward. At the noise, 2 mummy-like human figures wrapped entirely in white bandages shuffled slowly toward him. Chung Zheng's skin crawled watching them draw near. What are these? Text popped up on his interface. Mummy LV1 Strength, 18 Agility, 5 Constitution, 19 Spirit, 3 mummies. Are these the station monsters? Chung Zheng's expression hardened as he raised his golden desert eagle with both hands. Very well. You two will be my first real opponents in this world. Thanks to the built-in aiming assist, even firing the desert eagle for the first time, he felt confident he could land every shot. He aimed at the closer mummy's head and squeezed the trigger. Bang! The deafening gunshot echoed inside the church. Powerful recoil sent a dull ache through Chung Zheng's wrists. Even though he met the weapon's strength requirement, poor firing form still strained his arms. He shook his hands to recover. On the ground, the first mummy lay dead, its head half blown apart by the bullet. The golden desert eagle's firepower, amplified by headshot double damage, spoke for itself. You have slain LV1 mummy. Plus 10 EXP. Killing the first mummy finally earned Chung Zheng experience points. The second mummy kept shuffling forward undeterred by its companion's death. Bang! Another gunshot rang out. The second mummy crumpled to the ground, also killed by a clean headshot. At this range, with aiming assist active, Chung Zheng could reliably land headshots. You have slain LV1 mummy. Plus 10 EXP even after dispatching both foes. Chung Zheng stayed vigilant. He combed through the entire church, checking every nook and cranny. He confirmed no further monsters lurked within. The bronze treasure chest rested at the far end of the church, at the feet of a faceless statue. Sunlight streamed through stained, glass windows, casting eerie sacred light over the hooded, unknown figure. Cheng Zheng studied it and found nothing suspicious, then shook off his distraction and opened the bronze treasure chest. You obtained 5L of purified water. You obtained 2L of honey. You obtained 6 cool melon fruits. You obtained 2L of fuel. You obtained blueprint. Automatic crossbow turret. You obtained blueprint. Train armor plating. You obtained 3 units of universal grade metal. You obtained 11 gold coins. You obtained. One reward notification followed another, lifting the corners of Cheng Zheng's mouth. Alongside major loot came extra wood and iron. His storage compartment filled to capacity. He left bulky items stored virtually and grabbed a burlap sack he found in a nearby cottage. He carried his remaining plunder over his shoulder. He planned to sort through everything once safely back aboard the train. After opening the bronze treasure chest, he kept searching the church and stumbled across more valuable items inside the prayer room. You obtained 100 milliliters of holy water. You obtained priest profession skill book. He gathered additional iron and wood before leaving the church. Time grew short, and carrying the heavy sack hampered his mobility, so he avoided traveling too far. Treasure chest radar in hand, he saw no more blips. Within its 5-kilometer detection radius, he had cleared both the black, iron, and bronze treasure chests. With the highest value rewards secured, he turned to scavenging ordinary residential buildings. He climbed into a 2-story house, cleared it of threats, and ransacked every cabinet. You obtained 6 units of iron. You obtained 7 units of wood. You obtained. Soon the house was stripped bare, and his sack grew heavier. He repeated the process across several more buildings. 2 more mummies appeared during these searches, and he eliminated both without incident. You have slain LV1 mummy. Plus 10 EXP. You have slain before long. Only 30 minutes remained on his station timer. The sun dipped low toward the horizon. Dusk was drawing near. Cheng Zheng pressed onward. The station's teleportability meant he could instantly return to his train whenever needed, so he did not fear getting stranded. He walked further and arrived at a large square several hundred meters across, paved with yellow, white sandstone. Its ground cracked and dotted with sparse dry weeds pushing through fissures. A 20-meter-tall obelisk stood in the square's center. What is that? Beneath the obelisk wandered a lone mummy noticeably larger than the ones Cheng Zheng had fought so far. A heavier, more imposing aura radiated off its frame. From this distance, he could not pull up its stats. Keeping out of sight, Cheng Zheng crept toward the square's edge. Once he got within 100 meters of the obelisk, the monster's data finally loaded. Elite Mummy LV5 Strength, 30 Agility, 9 Constitution, 29 Spirit, 6 an Elite Rank Mummy. Would defeating it drop good rewards? The thought barely crossed his mind when he raised his golden Desert Eagle. At this range, the pistol's power and accuracy held steady. With aiming assist active, he felt confident hitting the slow, moving elite even from 100 meters away. Oblivious to Cheng Zheng's presence, the elite mummy shambled in slow circles around the obelisk. Cheng Zheng took careful aim and pulled the trigger without hesitation. Bang! The gunshot boomed across the square. The round struck the elite mummy square in the head. Yet unlike ordinary mummies, the elite endured the doubled headshot damage and did not collapse instantly. Cheng Zheng narrowed his eyes. One shot had not finished the job. Alerted to its attacker, the elite mummy roared and charged straight toward Cheng Zheng. Its pace drastically quickened. Cheng Zheng stayed calm, aimed, and fired again. Bang! I missed the head. The bullet struck the elite mummy's chest instead. Even without the double damage bonus, the hit brought its health below the killing threshold. The elite mummy crumpled onto the ground. System notifications confirmed it was truly dead. You have slain LV5 Elite Mummy. Plus 50 EXP. As the elite mummy perished, a gray, black chest materialized beside its corpse, and the treasure chest radar in Cheng Zheng's pocket buzzed. A black, iron treasure chest. Cheng Zheng jogged over to the corpse and opened the chest. You obtained 1000 G of date palm fruit. You obtained 2L of purified water. You obtained 1L of fuel. You obtained 1 quilt. You obtained 10 units of iron. You obtained 10 units of wood. More supplies added to his haul. Setting down his overstuffed sack, Cheng Zheng sat flat on the ground, ignoring the mummy corpse beside him. He endured the blazing sun overhead. He pulled out the 2-liter container of purified water. The purified water was stored inside a clay pot. Cheng Zheng lifted the pot's lid, then took out another clay pot holding salt from his burlap sack. He poured a small amount of salt into the pot of purified water, shook it well, and drank heartily. Gulp, gulp. Even after drinking half the pot of lightly salted water, the scorching heat lingering in Cheng Zheng's body would not subside. He walked over to a sun-shade shelter in the square. From his storage compartment, he took out a cool, boost Hami melon he had obtained earlier from a bronze treasure chest. This melon was small, no bigger than a fist. Yet its stats filled Cheng Zheng with satisfaction. Cool, boost Hami melon type. Special food quality. Green excellent description. Consume whole to remove heat stroke status. Fully replenish bodily water reserves. And grant the cool, boost effect. Cool, boost. All sun, inflicted negative status effects are greatly reduced for 2 hours. For Cheng Zheng, this cool, boost Hami melon was a life-saving treasure in the desert. Cheng Zheng tore open the melon's rind. The skin was thin and peeled away easily. He devoured the entire fruit in big bites. The moment he swallowed the last mouthful of melon, an indescribable cool sensation flooded every limb and meridian. It felt just like plunging into an ice-cold bath amid sweltering heat, making Cheng Zheng shiver involuntarily. The feeling came fast and faded just as quickly. The sun-baked, half-exhausted state he had been trapped in vanished completely. At the same time, his body's water reserves were fully restored. Far less sweat streamed from his skin. The blazing sun overhead no longer felt so menacing. Wrapped in that comforting chill, it was as though he had just stepped out of a cold shower. This cool, boost Hami melon is truly a wonderful item. Cheng Zheng could not help but sigh. Now that heat stroke was gone, his vitality surged noticeably. Pulling his thoughts back, he glanced at the dwindling time shown on his interface and threw himself back into scavenging. Carrying a large burlap sack over his back, Cheng Zheng wandered from house to house. You have obtained 6 units of iron. You have obtained 4 units of wood. You have obtained 200 g of date palm fruit. You have obtained. Cheng Zheng sat down on a living room chair inside a single-story dwelling. Not far away lay the corpse of a mummy. From fighting these ordinary mummies, Cheng Zheng had worked out a pattern. Regular monsters never dropped treasure chests. Only elite foes like the elite mummy he had fought earlier would spawn chests upon death. While searching this house, he killed yet another mummy. Killed LV1 mummy, experience +10. And at long last, he leveled up. Train conductor has leveled up. You gain 2 attribute points. Reading the system notification, Cheng Zheng opened his personal status panel. Train conductor, Cheng Zheng LV2, strength, 15, agility, 13, constitution, 15, spirit, 13, luck, 2, satiety, 75, experience, 0/200 attribute points, 2. His level was now LV2, and he had earned 2 attribute points to allocate. These points could be assigned to attributes except special ones such as luck. After some thought, Cheng Zheng decided to put 1 point into strength and 1 into constitution. Strength spoke for itself. Constitution governed stamina, health, defense, and resistances. Higher constitution meant greater survivability. Though no explicit health bar existed, high constitution guaranteed solid health and defense. Take the elite mummy he had fought before. Its constitution stood at 29. Even a headshot from the Golden Desert Eagle failed to kill it instantly. That demonstrated just how vital constitution was. Agility governed reaction, bodily coordination, and movement speed. Spirit was less immediately tangible, yet equally important. It shaped willpower and resistance against mental afflictions. Low spirit might leave one defenseless against terrifying supernatural influences. A train conductor only received 2 attribute points per level. For early game survival, strength and constitution made the most sense. Even with his Golden Desert Eagle, ammunition was running low. Reliable melee capability would become essential going forward. Close quarters combat carried immense risk, making strength and constitution indispensable for wielding cold weapons and enduring monster attacks. After allocating points, his strength rose to 16, and his constitution matched it at 16. A warm current flowed through his body. His muscles felt denser, and his heartbeat grew stronger. Cheng Zheng clenched his fist, savoring his physical improvements. When he refocused, mere minutes remained before the train departed. Train departure countdown, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Cheng Zheng took no reckless chances. The dwelling had already been thoroughly looted. He triggered the teleport function without hesitation. Initiate teleport. Upon teleportation, you will return to the train. You cannot disembark at subsequent stations today. Cheng Zheng selected yes. Once the 5-second cast finished, bright white light flashed where he stood. In the next instant, he was back inside his cramped minecart. As soon as Cheng Zheng materialized aboard, the train rumbled forward. Clank, 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 clank. The minecart trundled along the rails, and soon left the oasis town far behind. Cheng Zheng glanced back at the brick town standing amid endless yellow sand. Date palm trees, cacti, unknown weeds, and sandy ground stretched out, alongside the mummies he had slain. This was only the beginning. Past the edge of Oasis Town stretched the boundless dark realm, an unknown place where sunlight could not penetrate. Cheng Zheng knew almost nothing about it. He only recalled the initial warning given to all train conductors. If the dark realm caught up to you, death followed immediately. He felt no urge to investigate its mysteries. He wanted to stay alive, and the secrets of the dark realm were far beyond his current reach. He exhaled heavily. All things considered, his very first exploration in this world had gone smoothly. Shifting his position inside the narrow minecart, Cheng Zheng made extra space for his bulging burlap sack. All right, time to tally up today's loot. First came the Golden Desert Eagle, its ammunition more than half spent. He checked the stats of the heavy handgun in his grasp. Golden Desert Eagle, type, weapon, quality, green excellent. Usage requirement, strength 13, damage 2647, durability 96/100, magazine 5/12. Skill, aim shot. Aiming with the Golden Desert Eagle greatly boosts accuracy. Description, Golden Desert Eagle. Headshots deal double damage. Appears to be an artifact left behind from a gunfighting game. He had obtained this firearm from a random supply crate today. Without it, surviving Oasis Town would have been impossible. Barehanded, he would surely have perished at the hands of the mummies, let alone the elite mummy. After all those fights, only 5 rounds remained in the Golden Desert Eagle. It fired .50 E, 12.7mm ammunition, and Cheng Zheng had no clue where to source more. Every shot he fired now was irreplaceable. He resolved not to use the pistol unless absolutely necessary, yet he possessed no alternative weapons. He hoped to find suitable gear on the player market. Before browsing the market, he continued sorting his supplies. Salt 500G, date palm fruit 2200G, bread 300G, purified water 6L. He had started with 7L, but 1 liter had been used when he mixed salt earlier. He also had 3L of fuel, dried meat 500G, and spirits 500 ml. Fuel was critical for powering the train. The train accepted many kinds of combustible resources rather than requiring a dedicated fuel inlet. 3 slots on the train panel could each hold 1 fuel type: fuel oil, kerosene, diesel, coal, or even wood. Even leaves could technically be fed in, though they burned with terrible efficiency. Cheng Zheng would never waste resources on leaves, or would unless pushed to the brink. Petroleum-based fuels were vastly superior. Cheng Zheng placed his 3L of fuel into the train panel. The fuel gauge jumped straight to 100%, leaving less than 1L fuel remaining. This stuff burns fast. Still, he could hardly complain. Just over 2 liters had somehow granted enough energy for hundreds of kilometers of travel. Closing the fuel interface, he resumed inventory checks. Honey 2L, 1 quilt, 5 cool boost Hami melons. Holy water 100 ml, and 1 pre-skill book. He picked up the glass vial of translucent holy water, shimmering under reflected sunlight. Holy water, type, consumable item. Quality, green excellent. Usage requirement, none. Description, drinking 10 ml or more heals internal and external wounds and cures ailments. Grants a temporary +2 constitution boost for a short period afterward. It was a potent emergency healing item. He had only found this 100 ml in the town church, highlighting its rarity. Next came the priest skill book. Priest skill book, type, item, quality, blue rare, description, upon use, your class changes to priest. Gain corresponding priest abilities and attribute points. This thin booklet etched with ornate patterns was his second highest tier item, second only to his treasure chest radar. It outranked both the Golden Desert Eagle and Holy Water. Tutorial materials had explained that train conductors could use class change skill books. Higher quality books unlocked more and better skills alongside bonus attribute points. Obtaining one felt like hitting the jackpot. Remarkably, he had not looted this from a treasure chest. Despite its blue quality and high value, Cheng Zheng had no desire to become a priest. Once a class was bound to a train conductor, switching again cost exorbitant resources, each subsequent respec many times more expensive than the last. Even so, class change books were in enormous demand. If he put this priest book up for auction, many players would compete fiercely for it. He stowed it carefully. Materials followed: iron 167 units, wood 188 units, glass 42 units, stone 28 units, universal metal 3 units, gold coins 11 pieces. Iron, wood, glass, and universal metal were all used for train upgrades. To reach train level 2, he still needed 2 more universal metal units, and, most crucially, a power core. Universal metal might be obtainable, yet he had no idea where to find a power core. He hoped to locate one on the player market. Upgrading the train was urgent. His single minecart could not withstand nocturnal threats. He also possessed 2 blueprints looted from bronze treasure chests. Auto crossbow turret blueprint. Type. Item. Quality. Green excellent. Crafting requirement. Wood 30, iron 20, arrows 30, trigger mechanism 1. Description. Once constructed, place this device on the train's exterior. It will automatically consume arrows to attack hostiles. This defensive emplacement would greatly improve safety. He already had enough wood and iron, but lacked arrows and a trigger mechanism, so he set it aside for now. His second blueprint made his eyes light up. His second blue-tier item. Train armor blueprint. Type. Item. Quality. Blue rare. Crafting requirement. Iron 200, glass 20, universal metal 10. Description. Apply full armor plating to the train. Grants armor value and reinforced windows. Higher armor value reduces incoming damage from all external sources. Train armor, damage mitigation. Exactly what I need, Cheng Zheng muttered. Armor value functioned as damage reduction. High values might even block physical blows entirely. Yet the resource cost was staggering. 200 iron and 10 universal metal. He had only gained 3 universal metal from today's bronze chest, and his iron stockpile was insufficient. He shelved the blueprint for later. Lastly, 11 gleaming gold coins. Each bore a railroad track motif on both faces, uniform in size and thickness. Tutorial entries explained these were the world's universal currency. Train conductors could spend them at station vending machines, casinos, special facilities, or mysterious merchants to buy supplies. That concluded his loot from Oasis Town. The sun dipped low, and night drew near. Surveying his cluttered minecart, Cheng Zheng felt greater pressure to upgrade his train. Still short of 2 universal metal units and a power core, and having already used his daily disembark chance, he could no longer leave the train at upcoming stops. He opened the player trading interface to search for the materials he needed. Everything required for train level 2 was met except 2 universal metal units and a power core. The player market buzzed with activity. Roland, selling trashcan blueprint. Want 100 wood units, firm price. Murakami Shigeru, bah? You dare ask for 100 wood for a trashcan blueprint? You shameless profiteer. Roland, foolish Eastern man. You fail to grasp the artistic value of a trashcan blueprint. Zhou Fong, need food. Lots of food. We'll trade train materials. Tao Yuan, anyone selling train component blueprints? Name your price, if reasonable. While Cheng Zheng browsed for amusement, one auction listing rocketed in popularity. Zhang Lang, auctioning 1 hunter class skill book. 2-hour timed auction, highest bid wins. Hunter class skill book, type, item, quality, green excellent, description, upon use, your class changes to hunter. Gain corresponding hunter abilities and attribute points. Word spread rapidly across the market. Everyone had learned from tutorials just how valuable class change books were. What? Someone's auctioning a class change book? How infuriating. Why does he get that luck while I get nothing? Why not keep it for himself? Exactly. If I found one, I'd use it right away. Bids poured in as the listing gained traction. Roland, my good friend, this hunter book ought to be mine. I offer 100 wood units. Let us become great allies. Murakami Shigeru. Humph, delusional red-haired fool. Do you really think 100 wood is enough for a class change book? I bid 100 iron, 100 wood plus 10 food rations. Liang Xingji, your offers insult its worth. Even green quality, the skills unlocked by respecing are priceless. Liang Xingji, I'm putting up 1 green grade weapon, 1 green grade piece of armor, 1 green train accessory blueprint, plus 50 units of iron and wood. Liang Xingji, I am determined to get this professional skill book. Murakami Mori, Baka, you are extremely crafty. Johnny John, sir, I believe my offer will satisfy you. Johnny John, I offer 1 green grade item, 20 rations of food, and in addition, a special treasure. Attached item information train jet power blueprint type, item quality, blue fine crafting requirements, iron 90, wood 90, universal metal 8, engine 4, alloy 10. Description, a train accessory. Once crafted and installed, it greatly boosts train speed at the cost of higher fuel consumption. It can be manually turned off. Zhang Lang, the auction host, could not help feeling tempted upon seeing this bid. Still, the auction had only just begun, and there was plenty of room for higher offers. Not wanting to sell right away, Zhang Lang decided to wait for better bids. Meanwhile, Cheng Zheng was browsing the trading market. He watched crowds flooding into the auction, posting and placing bids non-stop, and excitement stirred inside him. I knew professional skill books were precious, but I never guessed they would sell this well. Cheng Zheng still held another professional skill book in his inventory. This priest professional skill book was one grade higher than the green grade hunter skill book Zhang Lang had put up for auction. If Zhang Lang's green grade hunter book was so sought after, Cheng Zheng's blue grade priest book would surely draw plenty of buyers. Acting on the thought, Cheng Zheng followed Zhang Lang's example and listed his priest skill book in the trading market as an auction. Like Zhang Lang, he set a 2-hour time limit. To avoid unnecessary trouble, he chose anonymous listing. Anonymous. Auctioning one priest professional skill book. Highest bid wins. Attached. Priest professional skill book item description. The moment Cheng Zheng posted the priest skill book, it was as if a bomb had gone off. What? We just had a hunter skill book, and now there's another professional skill book? Are professional skill books just lying around for anyone to grab? How come so many people have them? Right, and this anonymously listed priest skill book is even higher grade than the hunter one. If I'm going to buy one anyway, I might as well bid on the better quality one. Shortly after Cheng Zheng's listing went live, bid notifications kept popping up nonstop. Liang Xingji, there is an even higher tier professional skill book. I have to get my hands on it. Train conductor Liang Xingji bids. 1 times green grade item, 2 times green blueprints, iron times 100, wood times 100, food times 20. Accept this bid? Glancing at the panel prompt, Cheng Zheng firmly rejected it. Professional skill books spoke for themselves in value. For people trapped in this desperate world, job advancement brought new skills and attribute points that could turn the tide of survival. Cheng Zheng personally had no interest in the priest class, and subsequent re-advancement would cost far too much for his current stage. Selling it for resources made far more sense. His railcar needed upgrades to fend off nightly dangers. That was exactly why he chose to sell it now. Everyone had only just arrived in this world. Most people did not yet have abundant resources. So anyone capable of making worthwhile bids was no ordinary survivor. Train conductor Murakami Mori bids. Iron times 200, wood times 200, food times 30, 1 times blue grade item. Train conductor Johnny John bids. 1 times green grade weapon, 1 times blue grade weapon, 1 times blue grade item. Train conductor Li Qing bids. 1 times blue blueprint, gold coins times 15, 1 times blue grade item, iron times 200, wood times 50. Accept this bid? Cheng Zheng ignored all these offers for the time being. His auction still had plenty of time left, and like Zhang Lang, he chose to hold out for better terms. Zhang Lang, however, was having a terrible time. Far away, across a vast grassland, a 2-story tall wooden carriage rumbled slowly along the rails. Inside the second-floor compartment, a young man slammed his fist in frustration. He stared at his trading market panel, burning with irritation. Damn it! Who was this anonymous person auctioning a priest professional skill book? This man was none other than Zhang Lang, who had listed the hunter skill book. Zhang Lang had gotten lucky. Earlier that day, he had opened a bronze-rank treasure chest at a station and obtained the green-grade professional skill book. He had wanted to use it for himself, yet he was in desperate need of materials. His train moved at a mere 15 kilometers per hour. At that speed, the dark domain would catch up to him before long, and he would meet a grisly end. That was why he had reluctantly put the skill book up for auction. Then Cheng Zheng had appeared out of nowhere and ruined his exclusive auction. Ever since the priest book listing went live, nearly all bidders had abandoned his post to place offers on Cheng Zheng's item. Zhang Lang ground his teeth in rage, yet the seller remained anonymous, leaving him powerless. He could only hope his own item would not sell for too low a price. Back with Cheng Zheng, private message notifications had piled up past 999 since he posted his auction. Skimming through them, he found many messages from people trying to take advantage. Some offered a mere 50 units of iron, others only 10 units of wood. A few even tried begging for the book for free. Cheng Zheng opened the filter function and blocked all unserious, non-genuine trade requests. Quite a few filtered through bids caught his eye, but there was still time left on the auction timer, so he left the listing active. In his spare time, he messaged Lin Jikai, the well-known water supplier other survivors called Water Seller Brother. Cheng Zheng had found some purified water at a station earlier, leaving him with 6 liters on hand. He had no idea how long he would remain in the Yellow Sand Sea, so stockpiling more water was critical for survival. Cheng Zheng, you there? I'm here to buy more water. Lin Jikai, always online. As usual, I'll take any normal food. I don't have much to eat, but I've got plenty of water. Cheng Zheng nodded and sent over information for his date, palm fruit, and honey. He possessed large quantities of date, palm fruit. While he had 2 liters of honey total, date, Palm fruit already supplied ample sugar, making honey a nice. 2. Have luxury. Linji kai. Date. Palm fruit, huh? Alright. 1 unit of water for 1 unit of date. Palm fruit. Chengzheng. Agreed. Let's finalize this. The panel automatically handled unit conversion. Every item, food supply and water source held its own value, simplified into standardized units for transactions. For this trade, 1 unit of water equaled 500 milliliters, and 1 unit of date, palm fruit equaled 100 grams. Chengzheng traded away 1,500 grams of date, palm fruit. Trade complete. You obtained 7.5 liters of mineral water. After this transaction, Chengzheng still retained 700 grams of date, palm fruit, while his drinking water reserves rose substantially. Water was his most vital survival asset in the desert. He only needed to keep a small amount of date, palm fruit for himself. He still had bread and dried meat for food, but running out of water meant certain death. Linji Kai, interested in trading your honey as well? I'm quite interested in it. Chengzheng, sure. 1 unit of honey for 1 unit of water. Linji Kai deal. Per panel conversion rules, 1 unit of honey equaled 50 milliliters. Chengzheng sold off 1 liter of honey. Trade complete. You obtained 10 liters of mineral water. Seeing the water added to his storage grid put a smile on Chengzheng's face. Between supplies scavenged from stations and recent trades, his drinking water reserves now hit 23.5 liters. With enough water, his sense of security grew stronger. Linji Kai, want to trade more? I'm badly in need of food. Chengzheng, not right now. My own food supplies are dwindling. We can do this another time. Linji Kai got it. They ended their conversation. Multiple trades with Linji Kai had proven him straightforward and reliable. Chengzheng formed a favorable impression of him. Maintaining a good trading relationship would guarantee access to water in future shortages. Once finished trading, Chengzheng searched the market for clues about a power core. Apart from universal metal, this component was the last missing piece for his train upgrade. Every conductor's train required unique crafting materials. An item irreplaceable for one survivor might be nearly worthless to another. After several minutes of filtering search results, Chengzheng located a seller offering a power core. Zhanglan, selling 1 power core. Seeking mechanical firmware, iron, wood, alloy. Blueprints preferred. Reading her wanted items, Chengzheng had no mechanical firmware or alloy to offer. He also could not spare iron and wood for trades, as he needed those for his own builds. His 2 blueprints were essential for his own plans. After thinking it over, he realized he had one possible bargaining chip. Chengzheng sent Zhanglan a private message. Chengzheng, I want to buy your power core, yet I don't have any of the resources you listed. How about this instead? He sent over the item file for holy water. Holy water could heal internal and external wounds, cure ailments, and temporarily raise constitution by 2 points. Healing consumables were universally valuable hard currency in this world. Sure enough, Zhanglan replied quickly. Zhanglan, this holy water looks good, but I require at least 50 milliliters of holy water for my power core. 50 milliliters of holy water. Chengzheng thought. That was far too steep. Just 10 milliliters was enough to deliver meaningful healing effects. Though its effects were not overpowered, fitting its green, grade quality, holy water functioned as a lifeline in early game survival. In this alien world, even minor injuries risked infection. Holy water acted like battlefield antibiotics, without side effects. Handing over half his holy water stock was out of the question. Agreeing immediately would reveal how badly he coveted the power core. Chengzheng, 20 milliliters of holy water is my maximum offer. Take it or leave it. Chengzheng's uncompromising stance pushed Zhanglan to make up her mind. She had listed the power core for hours with 0 inquiries. Chengzheng was her first potential buyer of the day. The power core served no purpose for her, and she feared she would never find another purchaser. The holy water Chengzheng offered tempted her greatly. She could either keep the useless hunk of machinery and wait indefinitely for another buyer, or accept holy water to drastically improve her odds of surviving the coming night. Her choice was clear. Zhanglan, wait. Fine, I'll sell it for 20 milliliters of holy water. Inside his railcar, Chengzheng grinned. Got it. Chengzheng, complete the trade quickly. Trade complete. You obtain 1 times power core. After the transaction, Chengzheng's holy water dropped to 80 milliliters. Yet he acquired the most vital component for his train upgrade. Since his storage grid was full, the power core materialized directly inside his railcar. Chengzheng studied the engine, like component as large as a wash basin sitting before him. At that moment, an important notification popped up within his private message channel. Chengzheng had filtered out all low-value, unserious trade requests, so any new incoming message had to come from a well-resourced survivor. He opened the private message tab. This new sender was also bidding on his priest professional skill book, and the offer they laid out was incredibly tempting. Chun Jingxue. For this priest professional skill book, I bid 300 units iron, 300 units wood, 30 units glass, 30 units alloy, 10 units food, 30 units universal metal. Chun Jingxue. In addition, I offer 1 green, grade weapon and 2 blue, grade blueprints. Attached item information: Dawn Cleaver type, weapon quality, green excellent usage requirement, strength 10, constitution 9 damage, 18 to 38 durability, 150/150 skill, heavy slash. After a brief charge, unleash a high-speed strike dealing massive damage to targets. Description: a finely crafted, well-balanced longsword. Enemies fear facing this heavy slash strike in close quarters combat. Constant temperature unit blueprint type, item quality, blue fine crafting requirements, iron 100, universal metal 10, mechanical parts 5, ice core 1, blaze core 1. Description: once crafted and mounted to the train, it maintains a comfortable interior temperature at the cost of increased fuel consumption. Constant temperature effect keeps cabin conditions ideal, resisting extreme external temperatures ranging from above 60 degrees Celsius down to below -70 degrees Celsius. Solar energy conversion unit blueprint type, item quality, blue fine crafting requirements, iron 120, glass 40, universal metal 20, alloy 20, converter 1, carbon fiber 10. Description: install externally on the train. It slowly converts sunlight into train fuel. Chun Jingxue was most likely female and clearly extremely well-resourced. Cheng Zheng was shocked anyone could amass such abundant supplies on the very first day in this world. Everything she offered matched resources Cheng Zheng urgently needed. Nearly 1 hour had passed since he launched the priest skill book auction. While new bids still trickled in, bidding intensity had faded. Cheng Zheng glanced skyward. The sun dipped low, and twilight painted the horizon. His cramped, supply-cluttered railcar offered very little safety. A heavy sense of foreboding weighed on him. He suspected terrible events would unfold once night fell. He desperately needed materials to upgrade his train as soon as possible. After a few seconds of thought, Cheng Zheng resolved to accept Chun Jingxue's bid. Waiting another hour might yield higher offers, yet he could not afford the delay. He needed to secure materials and upgrade his train without hesitation. He messaged Chun Jingxue. Cheng Zheng, I accept your bid. Repost your offer on the market auction listing, and I will confirm immediately. Chun Jingxue, we have a deal. Don't go back on your word. Cheng Zheng, rest assured. If you do not trust me, trust the system panel. Chun Jingxue, understood. They closed their private chat. Moments later, a new bid appeared on Cheng Zheng's market auction post. Cheng Zheng double-checked. It was Chun Jingxue's entry, matching exactly the resources she had listed in private messages. Accept this bid? Upon confirmation, the auctioned item will transfer to conductor Chun Jingxue. Cheng Zheng selected yes. Trade complete. You obtain iron times 300, wood times 300, glass times 30, alloy times 30, universal metal times 30, food times 10. You obtain constant temperature unit blueprint. You obtain solar energy conversion unit blueprint. You obtain Dawn Cleaver. The priest professional skill book vanished. Stacks of supplies materialized inside Cheng Zheng's railcar. The 10 units of food contained compressed biscuits, chocolate, ham sausages, instant noodles, marinated eggs, and spicy strips. Seeing so much food made Cheng Zheng grin. Combined with his existing bread, dried meat, date, palm fruit, and over 20 liters of water, he held enough supplies to sustain himself for multiple days. His panel storage grid remained full. Thick, palm-sized alloy ingots, 2 fingers deep each, piled inside the railcar and occupied most of the available space. I have to upgrade the train right away. This cramped space is unbearable. Cheng Zheng pulled up his train interface. Train, Pioneer level, 1 upgrade requirements, iron 100, wood 100, glass 20, universal metal 5, power core 1. Material requirements satisfied. Proceed with train upgrade. After selling the priest skill book, Cheng Zheng's inventory now held iron 467, wood 488, glass 72, alloy 30, stone 28, universal metal 33, power core 1. He met all upgrade prerequisites. He selected yes. Upon confirmation, a portion of his resources vanished. Train upgrade successful. Bright light washed over everything. Much like the moment of interdimensional transit, his old cramped railcar vanished entirely. In its place stood a sheet metal carriage. The charcoal gray carriage stood 2 meters tall. Its interior measured over 2 meters wide and 4 meters long. Long glass windows lined both sides, fitted with retractable manual curtains. Cheng Zheng stood in the center of the new carriage. His supplies sat stacked in one corner. Aside from those goods, the compartment remained empty. Turning toward the rear, he spotted an iron back door fitted with a mechanical lock. Cheng Zheng stepped forward and gave it a tug. It's rather loose, fitting. Doesn't look very sturdy. The mechanical lock could only be opened from the inside. This iron gate seemed just as thin as the sheet metal of the carriage. Still, compared to his old minecart, Cheng Zheng's current train was vastly better. He turned and walked toward the locomotive. There were no glass windows at the front, only another iron door. This door, however, had a far simpler structure. Turning the handle would open it with ease. Cheng Zheng pushed the front iron door open. The first thing he saw was a seat, and then the cramped interior of the locomotive cabin. So this is the driver's compartment. Cheng Zheng looked around with curiosity. The cabin was the same width as the carriage. Its rear section stood 2 meters high, but the height sloped downward toward the front. The cabin itself was only 1.9 meters long. Inside sat nothing but a brown genuine leather seat. Ahead of the seat were several instrument panels. Glancing at the pointers, Cheng Zheng recognized readouts for speed, fuel, durability, and other data. He sank into the driver's seat. Pretty comfortable. He propped his feet up and rested both hands behind his head. A huge windscreen stretched out before him. Through it, he could see stars scattered across the night sky as the train rumbled along the rails, its speed noticeably increasing. Though the upgraded train was a massive improvement over the old minecart, its thin can, like sheet, metal plating left Cheng Zheng uneasy. He remembered he still possessed a train armor blueprint. Train armor blueprint, type, item, quality, blue fine, crafting requirement, iron times 200, glass times 20, universal metal times 10. Description: upon construction, the train gains full coverage armor, armor value, and reinforced glass. Higher armor value reduces incoming external damage. This blueprint solved the Pioneer's critical weakness of poor defense. Glancing at his inventory, Cheng Zheng confirmed he held enough materials. Without hesitation, he activated the blueprint. Consume iron times 200, glass times 20, universal metal times 10 to craft train armor? Yes. As the words left his mouth, those materials vanished from his storage grid. At the same moment, the entire Pioneer shuddered. Crafting complete. Train armor has been automatically applied. Attention conductor. New carriages added in future upgrades must have armor reapplied. No additional blueprint is needed for reapplication. The blueprint is consumed only on first use. Subsequent crafting costs only materials. Cheng Zheng nodded at the system prompt. It made sense. Automatic armor for every future upgrade would have been overpowered. Paying material costs each time was reasonable. The blueprint functioned more like an unlock, teaching him how to produce the upgrade thereafter. Pushing those thoughts aside, he wandered through the cabin and locomotive, tapping and knocking against surfaces. Every section, including the iron doors, gave off a deep, heavy thud. No longer a flimsy metal shell, the Pioneer had transformed into a heavily armored steel can. Unable to step outside, Cheng Zheng ran a hand over the locomotive door. Where once it had been as thin as a tin can, the plating was now as thick as a finger, and the handle felt far more robust. The carriage windows and the locomotive windscreen had also been reinforced into shatter-resistant glass. Cheng Zheng threw a punch at one carriage window. Bang! His fist rebounded, and the glass remained completely unmarked. Incredible! This is what train armor brings. Gazing over the transformed floors, roof, and doors of the Pioneer, genuine joy welled up inside him, along with a powerful sense of safety. He opened his train interface and checked its stats. Conductor, Cheng Zheng LV. 2. Unique ID, 010-396-7218. Race, human, train, Pioneer, speed, 45 kilometers per hour plus 50%, fuel, 92%, durability, 100%, armor value. 20 reduces 20 points of incoming physical damage. Installed modules, train armor. Its speed had jumped from 30 kilometers per hour to 45 kilometers per hour, an increase of 15 kilometers per hour. The new armor value stat granted automatic 20-point physical damage reduction. Does that mean damage below 20 points gets nullified entirely? Possibly. The thick outer plating formed the main line of defense. Armor value reduction was merely an added bonus. A new installed modules section had appeared on his interface. Speaking of modules, Chengzheng held 3 more blueprints: auto, crossbow turret, thermostat unit, and solar conversion device. The thermostat unit required an ice core and a blazing core. The solar conversion device needed carbon fiber and a converter. Scanning the player market, he could find no trace of most of those components except carbon fiber. He traded some lumber for 5 units of carbon fiber. Next, he hunted for the remaining materials for the auto crossbow turret: 30 arrows of any type, plus a trigger mechanism. Arrows proved easy to source. He found a seller in the market and haggled, exchanging 50 units of lumber and 30 units of iron for 100 bamboo arrows. For the trigger mechanism, he gave away 350 g of date palm fruit, 1 500 ml bottle of strong liquor, and 100 milliliters of honey. Bit by bit, he gathered every required component. Consume lumber times 30, iron times 20, bamboo arrow times 30, trigger mechanism times 1 to craft auto crossbow turret? Yes. Crafting complete. Mount the auto crossbow turret externally on the train. A 1-meter long turret with a circular base, built from wood and iron, materialized in the middle of the carriage. It stood primed for fire, a long bamboo arrow resting in its firing groove, sharp tip aimed outward with menacing tension. Auto crossbow turret type: train weapon, quality green excellent, installation requirement: mount externally on train, damage 20 to 32, range 100 m, arrows 30/30, durability 200/200. Description: automatically locks onto targets. Reliable protection for your train. After reading its details, Chengzheng mounted the turret on the train roof, arrow tip pointing forward. With the turret in place, his sense of security rose sharply. Now at level 2, equipped with train armor and the auto crossbow turret, he could finally sit back and savor this rare moment of peace. Ever since arriving in this world, he had endured scorching heat that nearly gave him heat stroke, searched for supplies in the oasis town, and rushed from one crisis to the next. This was exactly what he had fought for. Chengzheng settled into the leather driver's seat and patted the heavy steel plating beside him. He laughed aloud, thoroughly relieved. Through the windscreen, he watched the train race endlessly along the rails. Night had fallen. The carriage lay dim and unlit. He pulled out food and bottles of mineral water, propped his feet up, spread honey over bread, and stuffed it with dried meat and ham sausage. Munching and sipping, he opened his panel and checked the regional chat channel. Current region: Yellow, Sanxi, regional population 8,793/10,000. Where 10,000 conductors had been present that morning, only 8,793 remained. More than 1,000 were dead. He had expected as much. The Yellow, Sanxi was brutal. Starting trains and innate talents varied wildly. Many conductors drew terrible opening conditions and perished from heat stroke or heat exhaustion before reaching even the first station. The regional chat still buzzed with activity. Can anyone spare some water? I'm dying of thirst. Help. I'm stuck at an isolated station swarming with monsters. I'm terrified. I don't want to die. Water, I need water. Damn it. I wasted a few minutes opening a treasure chest, and now my train left without me. What am I supposed to do? Can somebody donate train materials so I can upgrade to level 2? My talent is A rank. I'll repay you handsomely later. You're daydreaming. Begging in chat is worse than trying to loot out there. TCH. If I ever run into you out there, you'll be my first target. Bring it on. My S rank talent lets me manipulate fire. I'll beat you to a pulp. My train is so slow. The dark domain is catching up. What do I do? Chengzheng watched the chaotic exchange from his comfortable seat and shook his head. New messages kept scrolling by, and one caught his eye. Did anybody see it? The moon outside, its blood red. Monsters. So many monsters. They're coming. They're attacking my train. My train is being torn apart. Help me. I don't want to die. Right after that final plea, the regional population counter ticked down by 1. Chengzheng grew alert. They were all trapped inside the yellow Sanxi. If there really was a blood moon, he ought to be able to see it too. He peered through the windscreen, but the sky showed only stars, no moon. Maybe I'm facing the wrong direction. He left the locomotive for the carriage. Through a side window, he spotted the blood moon described in chat. A huge crimson orb hung high above the horizon, radiating ominous menace. It dwarfed any full moon he had ever seen on Earth, several times larger by visual estimate. The blood moon is real. His gaze sharpened. Far out on the desert sands, hundreds of meters from the train, black human-shaped figures materialized. Under the blood moon glow, they looked uncanny. What are those? Glowing red eyes burned within their dark forms. They stood motionless, heads locked straight toward Cheng Zheng's position. As the train rolled onward, the creatures stirred. Dropping onto all fours, they sprinted swiftly toward the pioneer. They raced across the sand and closed within the turret's 100-meter firing range. The auto crossbow turret activated. Whoosh. Detecting hostiles within range, it loosed a bamboo arrow straight at the nearest humanoid creature. The bolt struck true, yet no kill notification popped up. Still, sufficient proximity granted him access to the creature's data. Ancient Wraith LV.3, Strength 19, Agility 33, Constitution 20, Spirit 3, Ancient Wraith. This was his first encounter with them. Their speed outpaced the train itself. Even with full armor plating, unease stirred inside him. The turret kept firing arrows. Seconds later, the first kill notification arrived, calming his nerves. Killed LV.3 Ancient Wraith. EXP plus 10. The Wraiths were not invincible. Only 10 experience points. Cheng Zheng frowned. Conductors at LV.2 require greater experience. Experience gained from defeating lower level foes is reduced. Defeat higher threat enemies to level efficiently. So if I kill level 1 mummies now, the rewards will be tiny? Affirmative. Seek stronger monsters to advance swiftly. Cheng Zheng nodded. More kill alerts streamed in. Killed LV.3 Ancient Wraith. EXP plus 10. Glancing outside, he saw that many wraiths pursued the train. A few swift ones drew alongside and began slamming against the outer armor plating. Bang! One wraith raked its sharp claws across the hull, jaws bearing jagged fangs, red, glowing eyes fixed on Cheng Zheng inside. Their gazes held unbridled hatred, sending chills down his spine. He pulled the curtains shut. Deprived of visual contact, the wraith howled silently and assaulted the plating even more furiously. Fortunately, the heavy armor and damage reduction rendered their attacks futile. Cheng Zheng returned to the locomotive as kill notifications kept pouring in. He could not step outside. He had to rely on his armor and auto turret to hold them off. Noticing the turret running low on bolts, he refilled its supply from storage. The desert night brought a sharp drop in temperature. Night temperature swings in the yellow sand sea were brutal. He pulled out a quilt he had looted from Oasis Town, wrapped himself up, and huddled in the leather seat. Another wraith charged toward the front windscreen, only to be crushed under the speeding pioneer at 45 kilometers per hour. Dark viscous residue splattered across the glass, making Cheng Zheng nauseous. Judging by how they fell to arrows and failed to breach the armor, the ancient wraiths were not true ethereal undead. If they had been, his steel can of a train would have become his tomb. Listening to the constant clanging of impacts outside and the steady stream of kill messages, he tore open a pack of spicy, flavored snacks and kept scrolling through regional chat. The regional population counter plummeted. From 8,700 plus, it dropped to 8,300, 8,100, 7,900, 7,700, and then 7,300. Current region, yellow, Sand Sea, regional population, 7,321/10,000. The number kept falling. The chat channel flooded with desperate cries for help. Help! Mummies surround me. My train is nothing but a flat cart with zero defense. Skeletons are chasing me. Can somebody give me items to survive this night? A skeleton archer hit me. I have no medicine left. Please help. I regret skipping station stops today. No food, no water, and wolves are on my trail. Ha! Bring on the chaos. My SS, rank talent grows stronger with every kill. Let more monsters spawn. Ugh, I envy those powerful talents. Mine is only C rank. How am I supposed to survive tonight? Damn those mummies. They destroyed my train. I'll fight to the last. Honey, I hope you remember me. These are my final words in this world. Dead walkers swarm my train. My door is about to give way. Since death is certain, I've posted all my leftover supplies on the market. If you want my loot, go find it. I don't want to die. If I live through tonight, I'll scavenge every resource I can tomorrow. Haha. My train hits 90 kilometers per hour. None of these monsters can catch up. I don't even need to fight. Messages poured in non-stop. Pleas for rescue. Final testaments. Desperate defiance. Every facet of human struggle unfolded in the chat. Few conductors enjoyed Cheng Zheng's safe, comfortable position inside an armored train while observing the slaughter unfolding outside. He topped off the turret's arrow supply once more and watched kill notifications scroll across his interface. He trusted his armor would hold against the ancient wraith horde. From chat threads, he gathered that different conductors faced different threats. Some fought zombies, some beasts, some mummies. Only he drew ancient wraiths. Stat. Wise. They were more dangerous than the other foes. He had killed regular and elite mummies earlier, yet these non-elite wraiths boasted an intimidating 33 agility, fast enough to keep pace with the pioneer. If he had still ridden his old minecart, those wraiths would have torn him apart. He would not last a second out in the open with only handheld weapons. Do stronger trains attract stronger monsters? The theory seemed plausible. Even so, the ancient wraiths could not breach his armor. Cheng Zheng felt deeply grateful for his decision to upgrade the train and craft the armor without delay. If he had waited a bit longer on that priest skill book, higher prices would not have mattered. He would already be dead. Spicy, snack fumes filled the driver's cabin. The regional population count kept dropping. Safe inside, eating and drinking, Cheng Zheng felt utterly protected by his train armor. He could do nothing for the other conductors. They would simply have to fend for themselves. He was no savior. He had neither the ability nor the desire to rescue others. He only needed to grow stronger himself. As he relaxed, Cheng Zheng thought of something. Every conductor faced monsters at night. Did that mean weapons, gear, and healing potions on the trading market were in extreme short supply right now? Cheng Zheng opened the trading market. Sure enough, the number of listings had multiplied several-fold compared to daytime. Ogwen High. Damn it, my train is swarmed by monsters. I need heavy, firepower hardware. Shrek. Damn, how are you all so fast? Healing potions get snatched the second they go up. Can't anyone leave me some? Fang Jisheng leave you some? Look around your train. Which conductor isn't under monster attack right now? Fang Jisheng. A spare healing potion means an extra life. If you don't buy it, someone else will. Zhongzhe, my green, rank weapon got bought the instant I posted it. I didn't realize everyone was hoarding resources until now, and you're all cashing in big time. Lin Xinyue. So many monsters have appeared beside my train. Could some senior player give me some weapons? I'll do anything in return. Zhongzhe, miss, is that true? But if I help you, I won't hold back later. Zhongzhe. Hey miss, why aren't you replying to my private messages? Did something happen to you? Lu Ao. Humph, cheap tricks. True strength is all that matters. Luckily, I awakened an S rank talent today. Whatever monsters come, I'll slay them one by one. Lu Ao. Still, no one can have too many healing potions. I'll buy every healing potion anyone has. Gao Jin. I got scratched by a monster. These creatures are venomous and my wound is poisoning me. Desperately seeking healing potions. Gao Jin. I've got gold coins, lots of gold coins, but healing potions vanish the moment they are listed. I have money and nowhere to spend it. Cheng Zheng browsed the flood of messages on the trading market. So everyone was the same, each facing their own monsters. Right now, weapons, armor, combat, useful items, and healing potions were being sold at wildly inflated prices. A single white, quality healing potion. The seller set an outrageous asking price of 30 gold coins. Even so, it was purchased by a buyer within 1 minute of being listed. Hardly any fine or superior grade weapons and armor were sold for direct purchase. Nearly all of them were put up for auction. Even so, demand far outstripped supply. Cheng Zheng, scrolling through the market, wondered how many conductors were profiting wildly off others' desperate plight tonight, since healing potions were so sought. After, he could try selling some of his holy water. Given holy water's value, it would fetch even greater rewards under current conditions. He got straight to work. Cheng Zheng kept 50 milliliters of holy water for his own emergency use. The remaining 30 milliliters was split into units of 10 milliliters each. He listed them on the market as auction lots. Cheng Zheng set each auction to run for 5 hours. The instant the lots went live, his private message channel was flooded. Li Ru. Sir, if you sell me the holy water, I'll grant you one favor. Zhang Qiqi. Handsome, sell me the holy water at a discount, and I'll give you valuable personal supplies. Guan Shanqi. Buddy, name your price. This offer won't do you wrong. Wu Fu. I urgently need healing supplies. Please sell some to me. Cheng Zheng filtered out these useless messages. Healing supplies were hot commodities. Sales were guaranteed. There was no need to rush as he had when auctioning the priest's skill book. He set the market system to automatically sell each lot after 5 hours to the highest bidder. Cheng Zheng closed the trading panel and noticed he had leveled up. Slain LV3 Ancient Wraith, EXP plus 10. Conductor level, up, gain 2 attribute points. He opened his status panel. Conductor, Cheng Zheng LV3, Strength, 16, Agility, 13, Constitution, 16, Spirit, 13, Luck, 2, Satiety, 93, EXP, 0/300, Attribute Points, 2. Checking his kill log, Cheng Zheng saw all experience had come from the automatic crossbow turret eliminating ancient wraiths. Shortly after, More kill notifications popped up. Slain LV3 Ancient Wraith, EXP +1. Slain LV3 Ancient Wraith, EXP +1. Cheng Zheng raised an eyebrow. Now that he was level 3, killing level 3 monsters only granted 1 EXP point. Experience depreciation was steep. He also noticed that compared to monsters of the same level, conductor stats paled in comparison. At level 3, an Ancient Wraith's attributes were several tiers above his own. Fortunately, the monsters possessed no intelligence. Conductors had trains, weapons, and items, advantages monsters could never obtain. Following his usual habit, Cheng Zheng assigned 1 point to strength and 1 to constitution. A few minutes passed, and no more kill alerts appeared. Huh? Have the monsters all left? Cheng Zheng walked to the carriage and drew back the window curtains. He looked all around. Not a trace of the Ancient Wraiths remained. Outside stretched endless yellow sand beneath the blood-red moon hanging in the sky. The automatic crossbow turret had ceased fire. No monsters remained within 100 meters of the Pioneer. So night-time monster spawns aren't endless. Otherwise no conductor could possibly hold out. Cheng Zheng checked the world chat channel to see if others faced the same situation. The channel remained bustling, most conductors still fending off nocturnal monsters. After browsing for a few minutes, he learned monster numbers were finite. However, if you neither killed nor shook them off, they would keep pursuing your train indefinitely. All the Ancient Wraiths that had spawned near him had been slain. No new ones appeared, easing his worries. Leaving the chat, he inspected the automatic crossbow turret. Automatic crossbow turret. Type. Train weapon. Quality. Green fine. Damage. 20 to 32. Range. 100 meters. Bolts. 16/30. Durability. 103/200. Description. Automatically aims and fires. Ideal for train defense. Nearly half its durability was gone. Durability loss stemmed not only from firing bolts. Cheng Zheng recalled several Ancient Wraiths had climbed onto the roof earlier. The turret had taken damage during that assault. Yet he could do little, for he dared not leave the safety of his train. Still, all Ancient Wraiths were dead, and he had reached level 3. Cheng Zheng topped up the turret with his last 10 bamboo bolts. His stockpile of bolts was now completely exhausted. Combat consumes supplies so quickly. This is only the first night. Far stronger monsters are sure to come. I cannot grow complacent. Cheng Zheng had no idea how much longer the turret would hold. Tonight's fight served as a sharp reminder. Defense was needed not only inside the train, but for external armaments as well. His train armor only protected the train hull itself and offered no safeguard for mounted weapons. He would have to wait and see if he could find equipment to shield external armaments later. Mounted weapons were invaluable. Without the turret tonight, even if the Wraiths could not breach his defenses, their constant harassment would have been unbearable. Nighttime was also a good chance to grind monsters and level up. Monsters eliminated, the train continued its steady advance toward the unknown. A chill washed over him, and Cheng Zheng shivered. Nights in the yellow, sand sea were bitterly cold. He returned to the driver's cabin and wrapped himself in his single quilt. Exhausted from everything that had happened today, he soon fell asleep in his seat. Protected by train armor, he slept soundly. Dear conductors, congratulations on surviving your first day in the endless journey world. Yet what you have endured was merely the novice trial. New challenges are only just beginning. Starting today, the dark domain speed increases to 40 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, the first natural disaster will descend. Different regions will suffer different calamities. At night, far stronger monsters and elite variants will appear. Chief, rank foes may even spawn. All conductor panels have unlocked new functions. Before reaching stations, trains may come to fork roads. Different paths lead to different stations. Station difficulty has risen and is now marked by star ratings. Certain stations hold marvelous treasures. Greater challenges await you ahead. Conductors, gather supplies, upgrade your trains, and stay alive. Sunlight streamed through the windshield onto Cheng Zheng's face. So thirsty. Rubbing his eyes, he pushed aside the quilt. He pulled drinking water from storage and drank deeply. Desert day, night temperature swings were brutal. He had woken shivering several times through the night. Sleeping in a seat left his back and shoulders aching. I need to build a proper bed inside the carriage. Otherwise I might die from poor sleep before any monster gets me. A new day had dawned. Cheng Zheng read the pinned world announcement. The dark domain accelerates, stations get star ratings, monsters grow stronger. Danger is escalating. He noticed new features on his interface. Current time, 8:36, external temperature, 39 degrees Celsius. A time and temperature readout. He instinctively opened the world chat. Take Kupao God. I survived day 1. Those damned monsters nearly finished me off last night. Teiku pow. Thankfully my accordion train is magnificent enough to keep me alive. Zhou Wote, everyone, a new day. Let's focus on gathering supplies. I barely escaped the zombies yesterday. Xinjian. Humph. I wish there were more monsters. My loot, dropping talent has earned me plenty. Li Wei, forget monsters. Have you all seen final messages from conductors whose trains were too slow and got swallowed by the dark domain? Luo Pei, yes. Survivors say trains instantly disintegrate upon being overtaken. The few who do not die immediately perish soon after in bizarre ways. Zhang Xiefeng. Humph, that's just bad luck for them. My train hits 120 kilometers per hour. None of you can keep up with me. Sheng Guanyu. Yay, we survived day one. Why is there no team up function? I want to latch on to powerful players. Surviving alone is so hard. Zhongzhe. Miss, want to lean on me? I possess an SS rank talent. Wang Fuxing. Hey, has anyone noticed all the new panel functions? Ouyang Sun. Damn, why didn't you say so sooner? The world chat stayed lively. Survivors recounted their ordeals. Reading reports of those consumed by the dark domain, Cheng Zheng resolved inwardly that his train needed to go even faster. He ate some rations from storage and switched to regional chat. Current region, Yellow, Sanxi, regional population, 4514/10,000. Cheng Zheng's eyes widened. Overnight, regional numbers had plummeted from over 7,000 to merely 4,500. Since arriving in this world, more than 5,000 people had perished within a single day. The mortality rate was horrifying. Regional channel activity had dropped noticeably compared to yesterday. Most messages mirrored the world chat. Accounts of hardship, complaints, and pleas for help. Only a small number of sharp-minded individuals sorted through contacts to exchange intelligence. Many died for unclear reasons, yet ultimately it all came down to insufficient strength. Cheng Zheng shook his head and exited regional chat. He opened the trading market. All 30 milliliters of holy water he had auctioned overnight had sold. Proceeds waited in his mailbox. He clicked to claim them. Trade complete. You receive 147 gold coins. Trade complete. You receive iron 239, lumber 184, universal metal 17, mechanical parts 13. Trade complete. You receive energy cola times 3, iron 58, lumber 94, gold coins 78. 30 milliliters of holy water had brought him materials, 225 gold coins, and 3 bottles of 500 milliliters energy cola. Energy cola, type, consumable item, quality, white common, usage requirement, none, description, drinking the full bottle grants the vigor buff. Vigor, boosts stamina and reduces feelings of exhaustion. Mediocre, better than nothing. He stowed everything away. He remembered he had not rolled for today's permanent talent bonus. Talent, daily bonus X, rank, daily rolls remaining. 1. Roll now. Rolls have a chance for critical multipliers. Yes. You triggered a 5-fold critical talent roll. Today's permanent bonuses, attribute points gained on level, up doubled. Today's permanent bonuses, train fuel consumption reduced by 50%. Today's permanent bonuses, loot from open chests doubled. Today's permanent bonuses, all damage you deal is doubled. Today's permanent bonuses, train components unlock enhancement, with no upper enhancement limit. Note, material costs for each enhancement are doubled. Active bonuses, train speed plus 50%, daily random supply crate, daily random gacha, attribute points doubled, fuel consumption halved, chest loot doubled, damage dealt doubled, unlimited enhancement levels. 5-fold critical hit, doubled attribute points, halved fuel use, doubled chest rewards, doubled damage, and unlimited enhancement levels. This is going to push me straight ahead. Inside the Pioneer, Cheng Zheng laughed aloud. Doubled attribute points on level. Up meant future level. UPS would grant 4 points instead of 2. Halved fuel consumption was extremely practical and would grow more valuable over time. Doubled chest rewards meant every container he opened yielded twice the loot. Doubled damage applied to both ranged and melee attacks. Stacked with the Golden Desert Eagle's headshot double damage, he could deal 4-fold total damage. His damage potential was terrifying. The final bonus, unlimited enhancement, struck him as having the greatest long-term potential. Enhancement function. Let me see how this works. From the train panel, he opened the components list. Installed train components. Train armor blue, automatic crossbow, turret green. A plus sign appeared beside each component. Cheng Zheng tapped it, starting with train armor. Consume iron 400, glass 40, universal metal 20 to enhance train armor. Checking his stock, he barely possessed enough materials. Enhance. Train armor blue enhanced to +1, armor value +5, gained affix. Iron wall, iron wall. Train armor physical defense increased by 10%. Incredible. Cheng Zheng patted the now thicker armor. Its dull, heavy thuds spoke of sturdiness. After paying double material costs, he had gained not only extra armor value but also a new affix. He did not know whether every enhancement would grant an affix. Still, unlimited enhancement was overpowered. Given enough materials, he could push the armor to +10, +50, even +100. At that point, almost nothing in this world would be able to harm him. He lacked sufficient materials to enhance the automatic crossbow turret for now and set that aside. Leaving the driver's cabin, he stepped into the carriage. His daily random supply crate had respawned. Cheng Zheng picked up the familiar question mark pattern leather case with both hands. His fingers stroked its surface. Nice texture. What kind of hide is this even made of? Open. A flash of purple light swept across. You have obtained dimensional backpack. Dimensional backpack, type, equipment, quality. Purple excellent, usage requirement, none, description, contains 30 storage slots. Each slot can stack up to 999 units of the same item. No more worries about insufficient space for supplies. This dimensional backpack was a gray cloth, made backpack roughly the size of an ordinary school bag. It weighed almost nothing in his hands. Following the treasure chest radar, this was the second purple, grade item Cheng Zheng had acquired. Just like the radar, it was extremely practical. Cheng Zheng slung the dimensional backpack over his shoulders and stretched his body. The backpack felt weightless and did not hinder his movements in the slightest. The dimensional backpack perfectly solved Cheng Zheng's shortage of storage space. He dumped every item from the carriage into the backpack in one go. He felt no increase in physical burden at all. It seemed the dimensional backpack followed the same rules as the 10 default storage slots on his status panel. The difference was that each default panel slot could only hold a maximum of 500 units of a single item. The dimensional backpack offered far more slots and a stacking cap nearly twice as high. With this precious gear, Cheng Zheng would no longer need to trudge around carrying a burlap sack while scavenging supplies, as he had the day before. Cheng Zheng also noticed that random supply crates were not classified as treasure chests. The treasure chest radar gave no response, and his talent bonus that doubled rewards from opening chests did not trigger either. Random supply crates appeared to be a special category of their own. Cheng Zheng shook his head. Having finished opening his daily supply crates, Cheng Zheng still had one slot, machine draw remaining. He took out the compact lottery machine. Its 24-hour cooldown had finished. Judging by the timing, his previous draw had also taken place around 8 o'clock in the morning. Draw clinks and dings rang out. The pointer on the spinning wheel whirled rapidly and finally landed on a blue question mark tile. You have obtained Spirit Potion. Spirit Potion, type, consumable, quality, blue fine, usage requirement, none, description, permanently raises spirit by 10 points upon consumption. No side effects. Bonus only applies on first use. Cheng Zheng's eyes lit up. The glass test tube sealed with a wooden stopper, filled with blue liquid, held a rare stat, boosting potion. Goods of this kind had never even shown up on the player trade market. Naturally, he would use it for himself. He pulled out the wooden stopper and drank the spirit potion in one gulp. Mint, flavored, not bad. Spirit +10. In an instant, Cheng Zheng's mind grew startlingly clear. His thoughts felt swifter and sharper, and his mental energy felt greatly replenished. He pulled up his personal status panel. Train conductor. Cheng Zheng LV3, strength, 17, agility, 13, constitution, 17, spirit, 23, luck, 2, satiety, 86, exp, 7 out of 300. Spirit had become his first attribute to break past 20 points. He had not expected Spirit to pull ahead and become his highest single stat. I can feel my memory has gotten better. Cheng Zheng recalled every detail of his experiences from the previous day. Never before had scenes played back in his mind with such crystal clarity. Though Spirit had surpassed 20, his other attributes remained low, especially agility. Cheng Zheng resolved that on his next level up, he would invest points to shore up his weak stats and avoid becoming a lopsided fighter. Finishing his daily chest, opening and lottery routine, Cheng Zheng returned to the driver's cabin. It was past 8 in the morning, and temperatures in the yellow sand sea kept climbing. Where riding the mining cart the day before had felt like being roasted under the sun, staying inside the train carriage now felt like sitting inside a steaming oven. I have to build the thermostat device no matter what today. Wiping sweat from his forehead, Cheng Zheng thought grimly. Still, he noticed that his increased spirit had raised his tolerance for the scorching heat. Current time, 950, external temperature, 42 degrees Celsius. A fork in the track lies ahead. Conductor, make your choice. Sweat dripped down Cheng Zhang's face inside the cabin. He had finally reached the next junction. From world announcements, he knew that starting today, conductors could encounter branching paths when approaching stations. This was exactly that scenario. Left route, Pass 1, Star Independent Station, Crescent Lake. Middle route, Pass 1, Star Independent Station, Lal Village. Right route, Pass 2, Star Independent Station, Burial Mound Grounds. Conductor, make your choice. So this is what the star ratings mentioned in the world announcements mean. After brief consideration, Cheng Zhang chose the right hand path toward Burial Mound Grounds. Higher star ratings meant greater danger, but also far richer rewards. Time to go for it. Proceed to 2, Star Independent Station, Burial Mound Grounds? Yes. Cheng Zhang poured the last liter of fuel into the fuel tank, filling it to full capacity at 100%. 1 kilometer onward, 3 sets of railway tracks stretched out before him. The Pioneer veered onto the right hand track, heading for Burial Mound Grounds. Half an hour later, Cheng Zhang's treasure chest radar went off. He pulled out the device. Continuous beeping filled the air. On the radar screen were 2 dark, gray icons, 1 teal, green icon, and 1 white icon. 4 treasure chests. The radar had picked up 4 chests. Judging by the colors, 2 were iron, grade, 1 bronze, grade, and the white icon was something Cheng Zhang had never seen before. He suspected it was a silver, grade treasure chest. Can't wait to see what's inside. A few minutes later, the Pioneer arrived at the 2 Star Station, Burial Mound Grounds. The train halted beside a crude platform. Cheng Zhang stepped down. Remaining docking time, 1 hour 59 minutes 59 seconds. The countdown began the moment he left the train. Cheng Zhang glanced back at his Pioneer. This was his first time seeing the upgraded train from the outside since the previous day. At present, besides the driver's cabin, there was only 1 passenger car. The whole vehicle was compact, yet its thick outer armor gave it a powerful, imposing look. The front cabin resembled the nose of a high-speed train, clad in dull steel plating with a distinct post-apocalyptic wasteland aesthetic. The most eye-catching feature was the automatic crossbow turret mounted on top of the carriage, aimed forward, ready for combat. Cheng Zhang nodded in satisfaction. This was the masterpiece he had built over the past day. Someday, there would be a second carriage, then a third. He looked forward to the day when the Pioneer truly became an impenetrable steel fortress. Leaving the platform, Cheng Zhang hurried deep into Burial Mound Grounds. He drew his Golden Desert Eagle and Shimmerlight Blade, entering full alert mode. Just like the day before, he followed the radar's markers toward the nearest iron, grade treasure chest. He walked into Burial Mound Grounds. Much like Oasis Town the day before, the place was deathly quiet. No tall buildings blocked the view. As far as the eye could see stretched countless burial pits. Crooked broken wooden sticks stood as markers over the graves. Withered yellow weeds poked up through the yellow sand. A heavy stillness hung over everything. If not for the blazing sun overhead, Cheng Zhang would never have set foot here after dark. After walking several hundred meters, Cheng Zhang reached the location of the first iron, grade treasure chest, sitting before the tombstone of an unknown grave. He opened the chest. You have obtained purified water times 2L. You have obtained fuel times 1L. You have obtained bone meal times 500G. You have obtained wooden bed blueprint white. You have obtained toothbrush blueprint gray. Double reward bonus triggered. All rewards above times 2. The chest, doubling bonus is finally paying off. Cheng Zhang stored the doubled loot inside his dimensional backpack and headed for the second iron, grade chest. Soon he found it inside an excavated burial pit. You have obtained dried meat times 500G. You have obtained iron times 60. You have obtained lumber times 60. You have obtained stone times 30. You have obtained universal metal times 1. All rewards doubled. Another rewarding haul. After looting both iron, grade chests, Cheng Zhang pressed onward. Bronze chest, here I come. He wove between mounds and graves. A cold gust swirled past, making Cheng Zhang shudder. Oddly enough, for all the open terrain, he had not spotted a single monster. This is far too smooth, Cheng Zhang thought. The day before, opening chests and searching buildings had drawn mummies. Today, not even ordinary foes appeared. Something was definitely off. An uneasy prickle ran down his spine. He held the Golden Desert Eagle in his right hand and drew the Shimmerlight Blade with his left. He advanced cautiously toward the bronze chest's position. Even when he reached the spot, no monsters emerged. The bronze-grade chest rested inside a burial pit atop a sand-covered skeleton. Seeing the chest perched on bones made Cheng Zhang's skin crawl, but he prioritized opening it. You have obtained fuel times 3L. You have obtained train blade blueprint green. You have obtained iron times 100. You have obtained lumber times 100. You have obtained universal metal times 4. You have obtained mechanical parts times 10. You have obtained cool honeydew melon times 4. You have obtained gold coins times 12. All rewards doubled. He stowed all the spoils. As the bronze chest vanished after being looted, a small black box was revealed underneath. What's this? Ignoring the skeleton, Cheng Zheng picked up the square black box. Detected conductor's relic. Open it. A conductor's relic? Cheng Zheng frowned. Are there other conductors here? But we only arrived in this world a short time ago. Even if some conductors died, shouldn't their bodies have been consumed by the dark domain? Why would a relic remain here? What lay before him was nothing but a skeleton. No one could tell how long it had been there. Filled with questions, Cheng Zheng opened the black box. You have obtained iron times 188. You have obtained lumber times 679. You have obtained alloy times 67. You have obtained carbon fiber times 40. You have obtained gold coins times 150. You have obtained Freeman's diary. The relic contained a substantial stock of materials, and the 150 gold coins lifted Cheng Zheng's mood. He put away the supplies and took hold of the black booklet, Freeman's diary. He flipped open the yellowed pages covered in unfamiliar script, yet somehow he could understand every word. Day 4 in the endless journey world. I finally escaped that cursed swamp and reached a new region, the Yellow Sand Sea. Apart from the brutal sun, this place is far better than that poisonous, bug-infested hellhole. Day 5, another day. To stand against growing monsters, I must scavenge supplies non-stop. Others got amazing talents right from the start, gathered resources quickly, upgraded their trains, and moved onward. Why do I only have a B-rank talent and have to endure this scorching wasteland? Day 6. I've started to miss that damned swamp. This sun is unbearable. Today I teamed up with an S-rank talent powerhouse from this region and joined his convoy. He promised life would get better under his leadership. Day 7. All those promises were lies. He tricked us all. That S-rank conductor lured weaker conductors into his group to use us as prey. Some unaware teammates have already been killed by him. I slipped away from the party under cover of night and fled in a different direction. To avoid crossing paths with him, I had to set course for this 2-star station, Burial Mound Grounds. Day 8, early morning. The daily station, entry limit has reset. I have arrived alone at Burial Mound Grounds. Through my train windows, I can see mummies and skeletons roaming outside. I can handle these creatures. They are nothing but EXP for me. With 2 hours left on the docking timer, I teleported back onto my train. But why won't my train move? Wait, why is the train not starting? The docking countdown has ended, yet I cannot depart. Strangely, I can get off the train again. That cannot be right. Wait, my hand. Why is it turning into bone? The diary ended there. The black booklet crumbled into fine dust and scattered on the wind. A flood of new information washed over Cheng Zheng's mind. His group of Earth humans was not the first intelligent species to be brought to the endless journey world. Others had come long before them, but that was not what troubled him most. Putting aside notes about partying and new zones, why could Freeman not leave even after teleporting safely back to his train? Conductors were supposed to be protected by world rules, the status panel storage, the teleportability. How could his train refuse to depart? Unless Freeman had already died at that moment. A chill crept from the soles of Cheng Zheng's feet all the way to the top of his head. Who killed Freeman? Who left his remains buried here? If Freeman had died, where was his train? No answers presented themselves. Ever since opening Freeman's relic, Cheng Zheng could not shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching him from somewhere within Burial Mound Grounds. The sensation made his skin prickle. For a split second, he considered activating teleport and fleeing this eerie place. But one treasure chest remained unclaimed, the silver, grade chest. Cheng Zheng forced his racing heart under control. Ghosts don't exist in broad daylight, right? He told himself inwardly. I'll open that chest and get out of here immediately. Driven by the lure of the silver chest, he pressed deeper into Burial Mound Grounds. He crossed countless graves and climbed over a sand dune. According to the radar, the silver chest was close. He slid down the sandy slope and wove among burial pits, leaving a long trail of footprints behind him. From his dimensional backpack, he pulled out a cool honeydew melon and ate it quickly, replenishing water and easing the symptoms of heat exhaustion. He checked his treasure chest radar again. It's right ahead. Presently, he stood before an elaborate tomb, completely unlike the shabby pits surrounding it. Spanning over 100 square meters, it was built from gray stone bricks. 2 massive stone pillars stood at its entrance, carved with intricate reliefs showing masterful craftsmanship. Cheng Zheng stared at the carvings. A violent wind suddenly roared up. The sky darkened. Cheng Zheng raised an arm to shield his eyes from stinging flying sand. Battling the gale, he moved forward until he stood before the tomb's headstone, etched with complex patterns and unknown inscriptions. Resting in front of the epitaph was his target, a gleaming silver grade treasure chest. Cheng Zheng's eyes lit up. The wind is terrible. I need to open this chest and leave fast. He hurried over and opened the chest without hesitation. You have obtained iron times 500. You have obtained lumber times 500. You have obtained glass times 100. You have obtained universal metal times 50. You have obtained mechanical parts times 50. You have obtained engine times 6. You have obtained alloy times 100. You have obtained gold coins times 40. You have obtained blazing core times 2. You have obtained power accelerator blueprint blue. You have obtained soothing lamp blueprint green. You have obtained AI module blueprint purple. You have obtained purification potion. You have obtained sun disk. All rewards doubled. Overjoyed, Cheng Zheng stowed every supply into his dimensional backpack. The instant he finished looting the silver chest, daylight vanished. Heavy dark clouds swallowed burial mound grounds. Cold wind whipped sand through the air. Cheng Zheng tensed, resolved to escape. He focused his mind to trigger teleport back to his train. Nothing happened. He could not move his body. The teleport function would not activate. What is going on? Cheng Zheng's pupils constricted. Danger alarms blared in his mind. Thick pitch, black mist rose slowly out of the tomb, swirling upward to form a horned humanoid silhouette. Where its eyes should be burned, two flickering crimson flames. It loomed high above Cheng Zheng, gazing down on him with utter coldness. The moment its gaze fell on him, Cheng Zheng watched his own arms lose flesh, revealing pale bone underneath. He widened his eyes, trying to scream, yet his throat felt constricted. No sound escaped. At the same time, its status data appeared before him. Wraith, LV-15 Boss, Strength, 56, Agility, Constitution, 50, Spirit, Skills. Due to the massive power gap, several stats remained unknown question marks. Warning. Conductor, Cheng Zheng. You are subject to instant death check. Spirit below 20 points results in soul erasure and complete skeletal transformation of the body. Running instant death check. Check failed. Conductor Cheng Zheng's spirit exceeds 20 points. Instant death effect nullified. With the system prompt, Cheng Zheng regained control of his body and collapsed heavily onto the sand. He gasped for air. His head throbbed as if it would split apart. His features looked haggard. His hair had turned gray, white, and bloodshot eyes made him look decades older, like a dying elderly man. Several seconds passed before he gathered enough strength. He pulled out his golden desert eagle and fired at the wraith hovering above the tomb. Bang! Bang! Cheng Zheng fired 2 shots in quick succession. At this critical moment, he remained calm and did not unload all his bullets at once. Aided by the aiming assist, the bullets struck the vengeful spirit accurately, yet no damage value appeared on the status panel. The vengeful spirit stood rock, solid, unmoved. Cheng Zheng fired 2 shots from the golden desert eagle. Both hit their target. Still, they dealt no damage to the vengeful spirit. Damn, why aren't my attacks doing any damage? Attention, conductor. The enemy is a spirit-type creature. Physical attacks are negated when there is a large level gap. Your physical attacks are ineffective. Conductor, flee immediately. After reading the panel's explanation, Cheng Zheng had a sudden realization. Without further hesitation, he turned and ran. As he fled, he activated the teleport function. Teleport. 5-second cast time in progress. The vengeful spirit seemed to sense Cheng Zheng's attempt to escape. It let out a roar toward the sky. Roar. Invisible sound. Waves rippled through the air, making Cheng Zheng's head throb with agonizing pain. He clamped his hands over his ears. Behind him, the vengeful spirit had climbed out of its grave and was closing in on him. Battling the pounding dizziness in his skull, Cheng Zheng poured every ounce of his strength into putting distance between himself and the monster. Teleport cast time continuing. 3, 2, 1. In the final second, the vengeful spirit closed the distance behind Cheng Zheng with ghostly speed. Just as its mist-like form was about to make contact with him, a burst of bright white light flashed where he stood. Teleport successful. The vengeful spirit swiped at nothing but empty air. It stared at the vacant spot and unleashed a deafening roar, filled with unbridled frustration. Cheng Zheng could no longer hear it. Scene shift. Cheng Zheng reappeared inside the pioneer's cockpit. He dropped heavily onto the leather seat. Pull out. Move out fast, Cheng Zheng shouted at the pioneer. Even without his command, The train was already moving on its own. Clank, clank. The Pioneer's wheels rumbled forward, leaving the mass, grave platform behind as it pressed onward. Sinking into the leather seat, Cheng Zheng gasped for breath. He glanced down at his once muscular arm, now reduced to skin stretched tight over bone. He could feel his life force draining away. He opened his personal status panel. A black skull icon had appeared beside his personal stats. Withering. Cursed by a vengeful spirit. Subject to instant death check. Should the check trigger, your soul perishes and your body turns to bones. If the check fails, you enter the withering state, losing 0.5% of your maximum health per second until death. Instant death check immunity when spirit exceeds 20 points. Withering effect immunity when spirit exceeds 30 points. So that explains what's happening to my body. All thanks to this damned vengeful spirit's curse. Though the instant death check had failed, the withering debuff hung over him like the sword of Damocles. Without a cure, Cheng Zheng would soon die from its effect. What a vicious ability. Heart racing with anxiety, he rummaged through his dimensional backpack and panel storage for anything that might save his life. Holy water? No. It only heals physical wounds and illnesses. The withering curse was not classed as a disease. After a frantic search, he found another life-saving item. Potion of Purification. Type, item. Quality, blue fine. Usage requirement, none. Description, drink the full bottle to remove all negative status effects below level 20. The glass vial had been his reward from opening a silver treasure chest not long ago. According to its description, it ought to dispel withering. He had no other options. Cheng Zheng drank down the clear liquid inside in one gulp. It tasted like plain water. Seconds later, a warm current spread from his abdomen to every corner of his body. Strength slowly returned to his limbs. He held out his hands. His gaunt skin regained its vitality. His prematurely gray hair turned jet black and glossy. His haggard, aged features grew youthful once more. Before long, Cheng Zheng was back to normal. He checked his status panel again. The withering debuff was gone. Phew. He slumped back and stared up at the ceiling. This narrow brush with death had drained his spirit. I nearly died. Thank God for the purification potion. It really is true that where venomous snakes lurk, antidote herbs can be found. Cheng Zheng muttered bitterly. He had never expected this 2-star mass grave station to contain no ordinary mobs, yet harbor a level 15 boss, rank spirit creature immune to physical damage. Recalling the ornate tomb the vengeful spirit had emerged from, cold dread washed over him. Spirit-type beings were outrageously dangerous, wielding instant death mechanics alongside physical immunity. Had he not taken a spirit potion that boosted his spirit by 10 points, he would have ended up like Freeman, another skeleton buried in one of those graves. Shaken to his core, Cheng Zheng made a solemn mental note. Future station explorations demanded extreme caution. He had gotten lucky with the purification potion this time. There was no guarantee fortune would hold next time. Freeman must have fallen victim to this very vengeful spirit. His spirit had been below 20 points, triggering the instant death check. Once dead, Freeman lost his conductor privileges, which was why his train had not departed automatically after his teleport attempt. Every piece of the puzzle fit. Instant death checks. The horrifying ability sent a chill down his spine. He wondered if the train's armor could even block such supernatural spirit entities. He walked over to the carriage window and peered out toward the distant mass grave zone. Thick dark clouds still swirled there. Violent winds whirled debris through the air as if demons danced in the gale. Just outside the zone, brilliant sunlight shone and all was calm. No sign of the vengeful spirit pursuing them. Yet Cheng Zheng still wished the Pioneer would go faster. He kept a vigilant watch out the window for half an hour. Current time, 11:23 a.m., external temperature, 49 degrees Celsius. The train had traveled well clear of the mass grave site. The vengeful spirit never appeared. The heavy weight on Cheng Zheng's heart finally lifted. It seems the vengeful spirit cannot leave the bounds of the mass grave. This had been the most perilous experience since Cheng Zheng had arrived in this world. He had never imagined a 2-star station could house a boss-level monster. Still, he had survived. Now he could tally up his gains from the expedition. Apart from various raw materials, his new loot included bone dust, fertilizer for plants, engine, versatile upgrade material, wooden bed, toothbrush blueprint, improve quality of life, train blade blueprint, green excellent, train, mounted weapon, compatible with train armor. When constructed, 2 rows of blades attached to the outer hull. High speed vibration inflicts damage on enemies approaching the train. Cheng Zheng was quite pleased with this item. Soothing lamp blueprint, green excellent, installed inside carriages. Provides illumination and grants the soothing buff to occupants. Soothing, calms the mind and accelerates stamina recovery. Extremely practical for better rest during sleep. Next, Power Accelerator Blueprint. Type, item. Quality, blue fine. Crafting requirement, iron 125, wood 40, mechanical parts 10, engines 2, fuel 4L. Description, installed on the cockpit chassis. Boosts train speed by 10% at the cost of higher fuel consumption. A highly useful train accessory. He possessed sufficient materials for it, yet set it aside for the moment and continued inventorying. AI Module Blueprint. Type, item. Quality, purple superior. Crafting requirement, iron 400, glass 40, alloy 20, mechanical parts 30, electronic components 20, transistors 20, operation terminal ×1. Description, installed on the cockpit console. Grants the train an intelligent AI assistant. Intelligent assistants gain an unwaveringly loyal AI. Voice or command, base control allows the AI to operate train weapons, manage fuel allocation, set travel routes, and more. An intelligent assistant. Fantastic. With an AI supporting him, much of his burden would ease. It would be like having a completely trustworthy steward. Beyond these blueprints, he also obtained another purification potion for blazing cores and sun disk. Type, item. Quality, special. Usage requirement, none. Description, exclusive to the Yellow Sand Sea. Key to unlocking the Pharaoh's hidden vault. The palm-sized bronze artifact bore abstract sun engravings on both sides. What even is the Pharaoh's hidden vault? The system panel offered no reply. From the description, it is a key to some treasure trove. Thanks to his treasure, chest double, reward bonus, he held 2 sun disks. He stowed them away. That concluded the loot tally from the mass grave expedition. Right as he put the sun disks away, new system notifications popped up. Wandering caravan detected 5 kilometers ahead. Stop alongside the wandering caravan. Note, this stop does not count toward station entry limits. A wandering caravan. Who would have thought such groups exist? Are they dangerous? The wandering caravan is a neutral faction. They sell random supplies. They will not act hostile toward the conductor unless you initiate aggression. I see. Stop the train beside the caravan. Several minutes later, Cheng Zheng in the cockpit caught sight of the caravan. Dozens of camels formed a long linked line, each loaded with bulky sacks. Cloaked figures sat atop the camels, traveling parallel to the railway. A trail of footprints stretched far behind them. The merchants faced away from the train, their features hidden. When the pioneer was several hundred meters out, every camel in the caravan halted as if waiting. The distance closed quickly. Clank. The pioneer ground to a stop beside the wandering caravan. Tinkling camel bells drifted over. Cheng Zheng patted the golden desert eagle holstered at his waist, pulled open the carriage door, and stepped down. The moment he set foot on the ground, over a dozen pairs of eyes fixed on him. Seated high on the camels, merchants wearing white masks that revealed only their eyes all turned toward him. Their gazes held no malice. Cheng Zheng scanned the group and spoke tentatively. Are you selling goods? The nearest merchant nodded. He slid down from his camel and walked over to Cheng Zheng. He pressed a small round button into Cheng Zheng's hand and gestured for him to press it. What's this for? None of the merchants spoke a word. The man in front of him pointed at the button and made expressive hand gestures. Understanding his gestures, Cheng Zheng pressed the button. Information streamed directly into his conductor panel. Yellow Sand Sea Wandering Caravan, number 9. Caravan goods list. Food, water, items, weapons, armor, materials. So this button uploads their trade catalog. Cheng Zheng browsed the list, searching for useful purchases. First, he opened food, water. Dates, 2 gold coins /50G, beef jerky, 2 gold coins /10G, canned vegetables, 20 gold coins /5 cans, canned fresh fish, 30 gold coins /2 cans, purified water, 5 gold coins /100 ml. Many of these provisions looked good. Cheng Zheng checked his gold balance for 190 gold coins. His current food and water reserves were adequate. He could source extra water elsewhere, so he skipped buying supplies here and kept scrolling. This one looks good, and that would be handy too. Wait, what is this? Within the items section, he spotted something intriguing. Blueprint conversion station. Type. Item. Quality. Special. Usage requirement. None. Description. Consume 3 blueprints to generate 1 new blueprint of equal tier. Price. 300 gold coins. It sacrificed 3 blueprints of the same rank to produce a random new blueprint of that rank. To most people, it was situational at best. Normally, valuable blueprints would be used immediately or sold for resources. Wasting 3 blueprints for an unknown replacement seemed poor value. For most travelers, it was a mediocre item, neither wonderful nor completely useless. For Cheng Zheng, however, it was different. His treasure, chest double, reward bonus frequently gave him duplicate blueprints. He had originally planned to sell the spares, yet the conversion station presented another option. Still, 300 gold coins was steep. The thought of gambling 3 old blueprints for a potentially amazing new one stirred speculative excitement in him. Fine, I'll buy it. He confirmed payment. 300 gold coins. The merchant nodded, amusement glinting in his visible eyes. He signaled to a companion, who climbed down from a camel and rummaged through the sacks. He brought over a cubic wooden block and handed it to Cheng Zheng. You have obtained Blueprint Conversion Station. Carved with incomprehensible patterns on its upper face, the wooden device was roughly shoebox, sized in half. A meter tall, surprisingly heavy. Cheng Zheng stowed it inside his dimensional backpack. His remaining gold stood at 190 coins. He continued browsing. Many other useful items remained listed, yet their prices were exorbitant. So many things I want. Gold was running low, so he moved past items and looked at weapons and armor. Blue, rank, purple, rank, even a handful of golden, rank pieces dazzled him, until he saw their price tags. Cold reality washed over him. Far too expensive. He briefly considered attacking the caravan, yet sensed every merchant was formidable. Their ability to traverse the yellow sand sea unharmed spoke volumes about their strength. He abandoned the idea and moved on to blueprints. Even green, rank blueprints cost dozens of gold coins. Several of those would cost as much as the conversion station. Cheng Zheng let out a bitter laugh. Blue, rank blueprints demanded hundreds of coins. By comparison, the conversion station was reasonably priced. Could it be they regarded as junk and want to offload it? Cheng Zheng eyed the masked merchant suspiciously. The merchant coughed lightly and looked away. Never mind. My unique bonus makes the conversion station highly valuable for me. He scrolled past blueprints to the materials section. Basic materials were available. Iron, 10 gold coins / 50 units. Wood, 10 gold coins / 60 units. Universal metal, 10 gold coins / 1 unit. Alongside common resources lay rare materials. Blazing core, 100 gold coins / 2 units. Sunfire crystal, 100 gold coins / 1 unit. Turbo engine, 200 gold coins / 1 unit. Frost core, 100 gold coins / 2 units. Cheng Zheng spotted exactly what he needed, frost cores. He owned the blueprint for a thermostat unit, and frost cores were one key crafting ingredient. He already possessed 4 blazing cores. He only needed frost cores to build the thermostat. He was tired of relying on cooling melons to endure the yellow sand sea heat. He completed the purchase. You have obtained frost core ×2, 100 gold coins. Only 90 gold coins remained. Despite all his looting and trading, his savings had barely topped 490. 2 purchases with the caravan had nearly emptied his purse. This caravan stocks a huge variety of goods, yet everything is outrageously costly. With his last 90 coins, he bought 1 green, rank blueprint for 80 gold coins. Only 10 gold coins were left. The masked merchant's eyes crinkled with amusement as he handed over the rolled-up blueprint. Cheng Zheng stored it in his dimensional backpack. All transactions finished. Cheng Zheng had no gold left. I should be leaving now. He bid the merchants farewell. One merchant shook his hand and watched him climb back aboard the Pioneer. The moment the carriage door closed, the train started moving again. Glancing rearward, he watched the camel caravan resume its march toward unknown horizons. Back inside the cockpit, Cheng Zheng popped open a Vitality Cola and drank deeply. Ah, refreshing. The naturally chilled beverage was pure bliss under the scorching sun. Time to tally what I gained from the caravan trade. He had spent 480 gold coins total, acquiring the blueprint conversion station, 2 frost coins, and 1 green, rank blueprint. Weapon baffle blueprint. Type, item, quality, green excellent, crafting requirement, iron 80, wood 30, universal metal 5, description. After each crafting run, provides adaptive defense for 1 vehicle, mounted weapon to shield it from damage. This baffle grants defensive protection to vehicle, mounted weapons. It functions the same way as train armor, except one applies to the train itself and the other to vehicle, mounted weapons. With this baffle, Cheng Zheng would feel far more at ease. During last night's battle, the auto crossbow turret lost nearly half its durability. Had the baffle been in place back then, the outcome would have been much better. Cheng Zheng had now tallied up all the gains from his trip to the mass grave mound and his recent trade with the wandering merchant caravan. It was time to turn those acquisitions into tangible strength. First order of business, upgrade the train. Current train, Pioneer, level 2, upgrade requirement, iron 300, wood 300, glass 50, universal metal 15, power core 2, engine 2. Cheng Zheng checked his stockpile. He held over 1,500 iron, more than 2,700 wood, over 200 glass, upwards of 100 universal metal, and 12 engines. Basic materials were plentiful, yet he still lacked 2 power cores. Cheng Zheng browsed the trade market in search of power cores. He spent some bone powder and 3 cool honeydew melons to obtain the 2 missing power cores. At long last, all upgrade materials were assembled. Without hesitation, Cheng Zheng gave the command. Upgrade. Upgrade successful. 1 additional carriage added. Current train, Pioneer, level 3, speed, 60 km per hour plus 50% boost, fuel, 56%, durability, 100%, armor value, 25, installed attachments, train armor, auto, crossbow turret, carriage count, 2. Pioneer finished its upgrade. Cheng Zheng glanced over the material costs for the next level. The requirements were steep. He could not afford them for the time being. He needed to reserve resources for crafting more train attachments. Cheng Zheng observed the changes brought by level 3 upgrade. Pioneer's top speed rose by another 15 km per hour. He could also sense that the driver's cabin had grown more spacious. A heavy new side door appeared to the right of the leather seat. 2 sturdy mechanical locks secured the door. Cheng Zheng tested them several times. The locking mechanism felt solid and reliable. He pulled open the iron rear door of the driver's cabin and stepped into the carriage. Inner space had expanded considerably. Width increased by half a meter, and ceiling height rose by several dozen centimeters. Cheng Zheng walked to the carriage's iron door. This former exit now served as the gateway leading into the brand new second carriage. When he opened it, he found carriage 2, equal in size to carriage 1. Unfortunately, carriage 2 possessed very basic defensive plating, only marginally thicker than the sheet metal defense of the old level 2 train. Cheng Zheng expended resources to fit carriage 2 with train armor and enhanced it to +1. No new modifier unlocked this time. Cheng Zheng frowned in confusion. A system panel prompt appeared to clarify the rule. Modifiers obtained via enhancement are shared among identical train attachments. For the same attachment with differing enhancement levels, stats follow the highest level version. I see how it works. Cheng Zheng nodded to himself. Even so, carriage 2 now enjoyed the same +1 train armor protection as carriage 1. He also learned that armor value was calculated independently for each section. The driver's cabin and carriage 1 operated as one defensive unit. After enhancement, carriage 2 matched their armor value, but armor values from separate carriages did not stack. This made Cheng Zheng realize that as more carriages were added, upgrading and maintaining attachments for every section would devour endless supplies. Quality over quantity when it comes to carriages, Cheng Zheng mused. He resolved not to expand Pioneer with excessive extra carriages. He would focus on fully reinforcing a select few sections. Whatever came after that would be dealt with as circumstances arose. Returning to his seat, Cheng Zheng pulled the blueprints he intended to craft today from his dimensional backpack. Wooden bed, train blade, power accelerator, soothing lamp, thermostat unit, solar conversion device. There was also an AI module, but its material requirements were far too high for his current stockpile. He decided to craft the most vital piece first, the thermostat unit. Given limited resources, Cheng Zheng prioritized attachments of immediate necessity. Top of the list was the thermostat unit. This attachment maintained a livable indoor temperature inside the carriage even under extreme outside environmental conditions. Cheng Zheng checked the exterior temperature reading. Current temperature, 52 degrees Celsius. At midday in the yellow sand wastes, the train armor heated up like a hot iron plate. Cheng Zheng had no doubt an egg set upon the roof would cook in short order. If not for his stock of cool honeydew melons, he would already be suffering from the brutal heat. Nights in the yellow sand wastes could plunge below 0 degrees Celsius on occasion. Such drastic day-night temperature swings had claimed countless train captains' lives. Consume iron 100, universal metal 10, mechanical parts 5, ice core 1, blaze core 1 to craft thermostat unit? Yes. Crafting successful. Right after the system notification, a refreshing cool breeze filled the driver's cabin. So nice and cool. The sensation resembled stepping into an air-conditioned room after sweltering outdoors on a summer day, a comfort anyone would recognize. Once the initial relief faded, Cheng Zheng located the newly installed thermostat unit. Long, rectangular white air outlets had appeared along both sides of the cabin ceiling, continuously pumping out cool air, much like a central air conditioning system. Its magical airflow outperformed ordinary air conditioning, feeling gentler and more pleasant against the skin. Stepping out of the driver's cabin, he found Carriage 1 equally cool. He touched the train armor plating. It felt cool to the touch. He slid open Carriage 1's iron door and entered Carriage 2. A wave of scorching hot air washed over him. The stifling heat was back in full force. Cool air drifted over from Carriage 1 behind him, yet Carriage 2 remained unbearably hot. A stark contrast of hot and cold. So attachments do not share their effects across separate carriages. Cheng Zheng spent another set of materials to build a second thermostat unit for Carriage 2. Much more comfortable now. Cool air spread throughout Carriage 2. Even so, Carriage 2 stood completely empty. In truth, both carriages lacked furnishings and felt hollow. It was then Cheng Zheng remembered the wooden bed blueprint he still possessed. He spent wood resources to craft 2 wooden beds, placing one inside each carriage. After setting up the beds, usable floor space in each carriage shrank noticeably. Cheng Zheng lay down on the bed inside Carriage 1. The plain white, quality wooden bed was hard and lacked any mattress. He could not expect luxury with basic, grade equipment. At the very least, he now had a flat surface to sleep on. Cheng Zheng purchased several cotton quilts from the trade market to use as makeshift mattresses for both beds, along with pillows. Now it actually feels like a place to live. Brushing dust off his hands, Cheng Zheng moved on to crafting more attachments. He consumed wood, glass, and fuel to build 3 soothing lamps. One was mounted to the ceiling of the driver's cabin, and one for each carriage. Daylight hid their illumination effect for now, yet their soothing buff was already active. Cheng Zheng felt his mood grow calmer. Another buff boosted stamina recovery, whose benefits he would experience once he slept. Next up, train blades. Consume iron 50, alloy 10, universal metal 5 to craft train blade? Yes. Cheng Zheng crafted 2 sets of train blades, fitting one set for Carriage 1 and another for Carriage 2. Peering out the window, he saw rows of upper and lower train blades lining both sides of Pioneer's hull, extending along the sides of the driver's cabin as well. Visually, the blades did not look exceptionally sharp, no sharper than dull kitchen knives back on Earth. Their true power came not from static sharpness, but high-frequency vibration. Combined with Pioneer's moving speed, even relatively blunt edges delivered devastating destructive force. Activating the high-frequency vibration required manual triggering. Control levers were fitted inside the driver's cabin and Carriage 2. Vibration mode increased fuel consumption while active. Cheng Zheng went to Carriage 2 and pulled the lever mounted onto the inner armor wall. Easy dash. Intense, humming vibrations resonated through the carriage. Glancing out the window, he watched the upper and lower train blades of Carriage 2 vibrate so rapidly they generated visual motion blur. Truly formidable. Cheng Zheng could easily picture what would happen to monsters that drew too close to Pioneer. The auto crossbow turret handled long-range combat, while the train blades served close-quarters defense, a well-rounded offensive-defensive setup. He disengaged the lever and proceeded to craft further attachments. Consume iron 125, wood 40, mechanical parts 10, engine 2, fuel 4L to craft power accelerator? Yes. Crafting successful. Rumble. Pioneer's engines roared. Vibration traveled up from the chassis beneath the driver's cabin before subsiding. Cheng Zheng opened his train status panel. Speed, 66 km per hour plus 60% total boost. The power accelerator added a further 10% speed bonus. This bonus stacked multiplicatively. First, the base train speed received the innate 50% boost, then the power accelerator's 10% enhancement applied afterward. Pioneer moved noticeably faster. Though the real world gain amounted to merely 6 km per hour, speed boost attachments were extremely valuable. Cheng Zheng wanted to enhance the power accelerator, but his material reserves were already insufficient. Continue crafting. Consume iron 80, wood 30, universal metal 5 to craft weapon baffle? Yes. Crafting successful. The weapon baffle provided defensive shielding for vehicle-mounted weapons. The auto crossbow turret mounted on the roof should now have its adaptive protective baffle in place, though Cheng Zheng could not observe it from inside the train. While the train blades counted as vehicle-mounted equipment, their special operational design made them unsuitable for weapon baffle installation. Cheng Zheng browsed the trade market once more. He traded large quantities of wood to acquire a converter unit. Consume iron 120, glass 40, universal metal 20, alloy 20, converter 1, carbon fiber 10 to craft solar conversion device? Yes. Crafting successful. The solar conversion device was fitted externally onto the train, absorbing sunlight and converting solar energy into train fuel. Its benefits applied only to a single carriage section. Material shortages allowed Cheng Zheng to build just one unit. To maximize efficiency, he installed it atop the driver's cabin and carriage one. Thanks to solar power, Pioneer's overall fuel consumption decreased significantly. When the train stood stationary under the abundant sunlight of the yellow sand wastes, fuel reserves might even slowly rise. On top of that, Cheng Zheng possessed a passive buff that cut fuel consumption by 50%. After finishing every attachment he could currently build, wood remained his most abundant resource at over 1,700 units. Iron was now the scarcest, dwindling down to just above 150. He spent his final leftover supplies to enhance his two vehicle-mounted weapon attachments.